New Runenstein is a complex city. It is a place where you can find almost anything you might wish for. Art, culture, quests, work. Perhaps you seek a new beginning, but you might find a grisly end. Vianthrosite technology has recently brought the country of Felsenhort into a new era. The upper side of New Runenstein is a borderline utopia with nobility living in gated communities, living fat off of their fortunes. However, directly below them is a darker side to the city. One which is riddled with gangs, theft, and danger. There's the Cult of Gavroche plotting murder. There are the Blue Thieves Guild preparing their next break-in. And the most powerful of them all, Cyste, summon their 3 most promising initiates for a quest of affirmation. My 3 players, because we are down 1 player, night has fallen for you. You have been given a location to meet at, and you're meeting Monday, a very prominent member of Cyste. You might have met Monday once or twice, but I doubt that you would have been dealing with Monday directly ever before. So to be summoned by somebody who is essentially sort of the number 3 of the gang is probably a big deal. He summoned you away from the Runestone Inn, which is odd. You've mostly been tasked with jobs at the base of operations in Lower Runenstein, so perhaps this is big. Maybe this is important, special. It's finally your chance to make an impression on the boss, Don Magnus. When you arrive, the address is an empty townhouse at the back of Market Row in the Salt Wards. It is a grimy, rundown slum. There are gaunt faces watching you and soot-covered children darting into alleyways. Each of you one by one arrive, and as you step into the townhouse, in fact, who do you think arrives first out of the 3 of you? Who do you think arrives second, and who do you think arrives last? Based on the fact that, and your 2-sentence characters you were handed 12 minutes ago.
I think if nobody objects, I arrive first.
Okay.
I think I arrived last. I think I stayed at the pub for longer, and I totally stole this drink and brought it with me.
I think I also come in quite late, probably around the same time as Slip, because I can't go anywhere without getting distracted by conversation.
Right. In that case, we see Luella arrive first. Then we see slip in. And then Mayland, as you step into the townhouse, there is a...
It's Salt. Thank you very much.
Salt? Okay. I'll just change the overlay.
I go by my last name, thank you.
Okay, Salt. Glad that we're doing that to me.
Get over it.
Do you think I looked at your overlay?
No, I think you were asleep when I did most of this. When you arrive, there's a one-eyed cat which dashes up the stairs into the darkness, and you step into a building which is kind of very run down and abandoned looking. It's filled with boarded up windows, broken boards, grey walls. Luella and Slip are there, and Monday stands beside a sort of an old, dusty dining room table. There are papers and plans that are laid out upon it. Monday himself is a half-elf. He's in his 30s. He looks a little younger. He's very famously a warlock of something that he refers to as Mara, some sort of demonic cat being. Within Cyste, he's the number 3. He sort of runs hustles and smuggling, generally less violent acts on behalf of the Don. He shoots each of you a sort of a humorless grin as Salt approaches and heads over towards you and says, "Welcome to my little house. You like what I've done with the place?" He kind of gestures to a spider skittering up over a cobweb.
Yeah, it's nice.
Lovely.
Well, sit down, help yourself to a drink.
I look
brought
at
my
the
own.
beverages. Does he have to drink? Probably nothing good, right?
There's an unmarked bottle with like a dark looking liquid in it. Probably some sort of whiskey or something is your best guess. 3 completely mismatched cups on the table, and then one that he's got in his hand that he's been sipping on since you arrived.
Yeah, I sit, but I don't take a drink or a beverage.
I do, absolutely. In fact, casually, like almost before he even offers, I'm like already reaching for it.
Slip picks some up and pours it into the now empty mug that she stole from the tavern.
Okay. It is.
Thanks.
As far as you can tell, it seems like some sort of brandy, and it doesn't actually taste half bad, even though the cup looks a little dirty and the bottle doesn't look refined. It actually does taste pretty decent. Monday stands up and kind of does a circle around the table. He's not really sort of trying to be imposing towards you guys, but he does feel like he's kind of getting the measure of you, even though he specifically summoned you here. He points to some of the things on the table and says, "So, you reckon you're up for this? It's sort of a heist." And he brings a third sort of map along onto this table, and you should be able to see
it's a
this.
casino. Are we heisting a casino?
It's not a casino.
Oh shit!
He says
Excited, guys.
he unfurls
What a bitch.
he unfurls
I've
a
always wanted to
third
do a
kind
heist.
of map, and there are these different scribblings all over it, in what looks like sort of a yellowish kind of coloured pen and ink, which is really bizarre for you guys to see. He says, "This is the Michaelis Artificery in the Tinkerer's District. It's huge. It's gated. It's guarded. It's near the Dwarves Guild, overlooking the sea. You ever been there?" Kind of looks across each of you.
Seen it,
Not
never been
really.
inside.
I nod, but I'm looking at the plans and things that he's laid out.
Well, they build and they artifice their anthracite items, military weapons, and them constructs. You might have seen them knocking about. Well, job's simple. The boss wants his own special little constructs. Everyone's got them. They're all the rage. Easy job. There's something in there called a lesser anthracite heart, and it's in, and he taps the image, sort of the map, where there is a piece of writing that says vault. They're in that. Any of you ever cracked a vault before?
Not a vault, but, you know, how hard could it be?
Yeah. How hard can it be? Probably bloody hard, because this thing's apparently top of the line. Gone are the days of listening and understanding tumblers, whatever it is. This thing is a anthracite vault itself. You need something called a code. And then you input it.
Like a password.
Yeah.
Oh, that shouldn't be hard.
Well, we know who's got the code. He slaps an image down, a sort of a drawn scrap piece of paper with a drawn image of kind of an older looking human man in a sort of simple looking uniform. He says, "That is Castor Oceans. He's the Michaelis Inner Guard on the night shift. And we've got his address, 341 Stone Street, Dockside. You might want to remember that. He's due to start his shift in an hour. So if you catch him when he leaves his house, nab his diary, bribe him, rough him up, scare him, I don't care, but you need that code."
Sounds simple enough.
Right, so we get the code. If we Get him on his way to work and he doesn't show up. I'm gonna know something's off when he doesn't show.
I got no idea.
We should catch him on his way home, not his way in.
Catch him on his way home, you'll be catching him in at break of day, which means that place is going to be crawling with workers.
We could always go back later that night, but if we make him late, that immediately sends up a red flag.
Yeah, but then you run the risk that all day he figures out something to do with the code, tells them, they change it.
Unless we off him. Or is that off the table?
Do whatever you want. I'd probably off him, grab the code,
Yeah.
get a good look at his face, but then I can do, and he casts a quick little illusory spell over his face, and he makes himself look a little bit like Salt for a moment. Says, maybe do something like that.
I do the
I
same
believe
trick
that's why
back.
Salt is here, right?
Yeah, I do the exact same trick back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could try that. I mean, the method is up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to do your business. I don't really
Right.
care how we get these things as long as we get them. You know, ideally it doesn't come back on the Don. But, you know, what are they going to do?
All
Steph
right.
just sits quietly and sort of is narrowed eyes but sipping from her mug.
All right. Sounds like we got a little bit of planning to do.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it. This place is
I wasn't asking you.
completely off books. Nice.
Not you.
Um,
Sorry.
There is another thing. They got a lot of them constructs knocking about. They've got guards and they've got things what can fight pretty well. I think they might even have dogs now. So you might want to go to there's a shop in town, Fitch Artificery. They sell these little lightning balls. They're designed to sort of shock and subdue a target without killing them, boring, but apparently they work really well on them constructs strolling about. Might be worth your while nabbing a few of them.
Okay. Why us?
Well, you want a seat at a Don's table, don't you? Can't be picking around on the
course I
streets
do.
for scraps forever.
And if the job goes south, you don't want to lose anyone too important.
If the job goes south, then you ain't good enough to sit at a table, are you?
Agreed. And I give Slip a dirty look.
That won't be a problem.
I found 2 decent entry points with a bit of sleuthing of my own. They'll both get you into the storeroom on the ground floor. The roof on this storeroom points on the sort of map that he has in front of you. That's got a sort of a skylight window. Bit of an extra climb, bit more obvious for any guards or workers outside, so you'll need to be extra stealthy. Or there's the sewer grate, leads into the same room from underneath. Bit of a trek down from the sewer access. Stinky, maze. Maybe dangerous, but, you know, you're way less likely to be seen. Suppose the rest is up to you. The vault is on the upper floor, so you'll need to get out of the storeroom, through the ground floor, onto the other side of the building, and then up a very large set of stairs. Don't really know how you're going to do that part. Mostly workers around, so hopefully they won't notice you. Any security, I don't know. You'll have to figure that out once you're in there, I reckon. Then you've got the vault, and then you've got to get back out again. When it's all done, just come back here, and I'll check in on you. Make sure you haven't been followed and all that, and then we can head to the Runestone for a pint and a kiss on the cheek from Don Magnus himself.
Really? He's going to be there.
I would imagine he'll probably be there. He's the one that told me to get you.
He knows who we are?
I think he knows just about who everyone is, you know? In that big old head of
Smart.
his. Big brain in that big head. Don Magnus, by the way, is a hippo. Like a literal beast folk hippo man. So he's just huge, and he wears like a pinstripe suit, and he's just an enormous guy.
Be honest. Is he the kingpin from Spider-Man?
He's basically every Yakuza boss,
Okay.
every Mafia boss. He's the kingpin. And he sits at the back of this enormous inn that he runs at his own like private booth, and looks exactly like you probably imagine that kind of character might do. Monday says, right, well, there's a cat upstairs. That cat will let me know when you've made it back, and I'll see you then. Any last questions?
No, I think that's everything.
3 hearts. Easy. 1 for each of you.
No problem.
We'll get him, one way or the other.
Right. He pours himself a last little sort of shot of this drink, swigs it, and then puts the glass down, winks at you, turns around, walks out, closes the door behind him.
Right. So
I
you're
didn't
here
ask.
for the vault. I was
Yes.
wondering if the rumors were true about that, and it appears they are. I
About
imagine
what?
you're here for the vault. You know what. And what? What are you here for? And I point to Slip.
What do you mean?
I've heard about him. I've heard what he can do, what he's about. What are
Wait,
you good at?
What am I about?
I mean, the fact that you don't know what I'm good at means I'm pretty good at it.
Or
An
it just means you
acceptable
aren't good at
answer.
anything.
Were you talking to me or?
No.
Are these maps still in front of us? Like he left them for us, correct?
They're all
Okay.
still there.
How do we feel about entry point? He said the sewer was probably the easiest in terms of being seen, but it will also be the dirtiest. So once we're inside, we probably won't be able to pretend like we belong there.
I kind of like coming from above. I feel like sewers are a little cliche and predictable. Like at this point, if your sewer entrance isn't guarded, really, what are you doing? Plus, it's an artificery. Might be trapped.
You'd be
Maybe a little,
surprised.
maybe a little reconnaissance beforehand wouldn't be a bad idea. We don't have to wait till tonight. We could go scope it out this afternoon.
We could.
I think
Probably
that's
a
a good
good idea.
idea.
I also don't really like the idea of making this guy late to work. If he's the only one that has the code, and he doesn't show, that's a giant glaring red flag that something's wrong. And if we make him late, he, Monday, was suggesting maybe I impersonate him. I can look like someone, but I'm not going to pretend that I can sound like them or act just like them. That requires a lot more talent in that department than I have.
Don't you have some sort of retrieval
Retrieval of what?
thoughts, feelings?
Oh yeah. Getting the code out of him will be easy. If he won't tell us, I'll rip it right out of his mind. But that doesn't mean I can get in the front door and trick them into thinking that it's me. Or that I'm him. That's
Might
the
he
part
have-
that I'm worried about.
Might he have recorded it somewhere? Some people aren't the smartest about this kind of thing. It's
If he
kind of
did
what
right.
I rely on.
Well, if he wrote it down somewhere, getting him to tell us where he wrote it is the same as getting him to tell us the code, unless we go find it without alerting him. But who
I
would
mean,
write?
We could break into his place while he's not there.
If you were to rip it from his mind, would he know that you'd done it?
Depends how deep it's buried.
Well, he uses it every day. It can't be that deep.
That's a
How
good point.
confident are you that you can do this?
I'm 100% confident that I can do it. The
Show
question
me.
is how The question is how strong is his mind. The more powerful his will is, the smarter he is, the easier it'll be for him to feel me digging around.
Show me.
Okay. Let me see. Well, this is a level 2 spell slot. How many spell slots do we have?
I'll let you do one for free. This is the opening cutscene of the game.
Okay, cool. Where even are this character sheet doesn't have spell slots on them. I assume that just means I have infinite.
Oh yeah.
I cast detect thoughts.
Your spell slots are. I will just print screen it because I think it would be easier to just show you. It's this thing. These little chevrons.
Yeah, I don't have any on this character sheet.
Really? That is from your character sheet that I'm seeing, so you might just need to refresh.
Okay.
So it's where the spells are. It's on the right hand side of it, or it should be.
I know where it should be because Rio has them.
Yeah.
But
you have them as far as I can see, so it might just be bugged. Weird little visual bug. I mean, again, you don't need to consume one right now. To do this. We can figure it out in 5 minutes if you want.
No, it's fine. Also, I can just look it up and mentally track them. It's not that hard. I was just kind of expecting it to be here on the page somewhere. Either way, we can finish our cutscene first, and I'll figure this out afterwards.
Yeah. I'm going to do something that might crash the entire stream, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I've changed your name to Salt.
And the stream crashes.
The stream is going to really love
just
this. I'm going to wait till your thing is not there anymore. Oh, did we lose PB? Wait, we can't have lost PB because she's the audio.
No, she stepped away for just a sec.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. You read everything that's in her mind. She's not here, so she has no choice but to,
I mean,
when she comes back, reveal all of her secrets to you.
Slip will just be like staring at you going, okay, look, I don't know if I want you poking around in my head there, Spooks.
What other thoughts are currently in like the forefront of your mind as you say this? Like, what is it you don't want him to? Because the fact that you say that means you're thinking about something you don't want me to know.
I think Slip doesn't actually have anything that is particularly like. The only secrets that she has are things that are, you know, like past jobs or whatever that she's done. So it doesn't really matter if you know those. So she's not trying to hide those, but she's just like, no. She likes to feel very kind of distanced from people. So she's like, at the moment, she's literally thinking about what she had for dinner last night.
It's all right. By the way. It's all right. I'll leave you to stew in your thoughts.
So sorry. I have a rescue cat fighting with the other cat, so I had to separate them. But he's too smart, and I'm like trying to lure him with a toy, and he's like, "Bitch, I know what you're about."
I know what you're doing.
Trap me in this fucking room.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You asked me to prove it.
I did. Yep.
So when I cast this spell, there's no. Yeah. It's actually just like an uncomfortably deep stare.
Okay.
And so
uncomfortable for you, maybe.
True. Maybe you're so used to it, it doesn't unnerve you at all. Just the creepy guy is eyeballing you. It is. Getting into your deeper thoughts, like deeper memories, requires a save. But as far as what you are actively thinking right now, there's no save. So whatever thoughts are running through your head, I just hear them immediately.
Really? There's no save? Okay. Ooh, interesting.
So when you said when you said show me, what was the immediate thought of aside from obviously he can't do it, and if there's no question or sorry if there's no immediate thought on your mind, then I'll probably just open with a leading question to force you to think. So do you have something in your head as you're asking me this?
Yep. I just DM'd it to you so that you can RP it out if you want.
Sure. Let me scroll up and find it.
It's just a picture of Squidward.
Sure. I'll look at it and say, rich blood relations can be confusion. or can be confusing, can't they? Don't be too mad at them.
A cold read. I need more information than that.
All right. Where are you from? And then I give you your hometown before you answer, unless you don't know unless you don't know the answer.
No, I do.
Sure.
Again, anyone can get that information about me.
Okay. We're gonna do the whole ask me something that only I would know.
Yeah.
Something more recent. Well, we went over her dinner from last night. I could ask about yours, but that'd be kind of boring. How's about when's the last time you killed a man?
Again, I think that's information you might be able to get from Cyste. What I'm thinking about right now, however,
I think
you cannot.
what I'm looking for now. What answer are you looking for from me? That's what I'm trying to read.
Her name.
Because you're obviously fishing for something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I'm expecting you to pull a thought from my brain, so I'm thinking of her
Gotcha.
name. Yep.
Okay.
Which I don't know what it is because I've never played this character before, so just make it up. You're good.
Wasn't it Luella or
No,
like
that's
your real
my name. No. I mean her name. As in the.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And just make up whatever the fuck you want about her.
Okay.
You know?
Her name's Angeria, by the way, since you're still wondering. I don't think Cyste knows about that one.
No, they don't.
But if you really want a proper demonstration, and now I'm gonna do the secondary effect of the spell, which is where I try to probe like deep and grab a secret out of your memory, and you could try to resist it or you could just let it happen.
What does it
I
look
would
like
like
when
to,
you do that?
Yeah. And what does it feel like for me?
It feels like a muscle that you never flex. It feels like a part of you. You're being touched somewhere non-physically that you're not used to being touched, and it feels like a door is opening, and you could try to hold it closed, but you feel me pushing. That's kind of what it feels like. You can let the door open, but I think your reflex for most people is to go whoa and try to hold the door shut.
Is it visually obvious that you're doing it?
I think there's maybe a slight indicator as I kind of like lean my head down slightly.
Slip immediately like sort of scurries backwards and is like.
And this time I'm probing for a much more personal reason. I'm looking for why you left home, because we all know you're a rich runaway. But like, was it voluntary or was it not? What was your motivation? Like, I'm trying to pull that out of your head.
Ooh, interesting. Is this a wisdom save? Because I will try to resist simply to see how good you are.
Let's see. It is a. Is it an intelligence save?
I was just gonna say whiz or intelligence, one of the two.
It is wisdom saving throw.
All right.
A 15. What is my saving throw DC? I gotta look it up. Hold on. My spell save DC is 14. She makes it. Okay, and I'll say.
I think if it's okay with you, I think maybe what you're diving for, like as you're kind of feeling around in my mind, there is a moment where something juicy about the secret that you just pulled in relation to me is starting to surface, and then you can feel that I purposely put why I left home in front of you, the same way that you were like, what answer are you looking for? So I covered a bigger secret about my brother and with the reason why I left home.
Okay, so do I get the reason you left home?
Yep.
If you're okay.
I want nothing to do with my family.
Okay. I'll say that I'll hear that, and then what I will say in response is clever.
I felt you around in there though, so there's a chance he might too.
Right. But all the stuff we did leading up to this, you didn't feel any of that, and neither will he. I just have to get him to think of the code.
So then
Get him right as he's about to use it.
Yeah, and then I lean forward and I say exactly that, Slip. So what if we wait until he is at the door and he's using the code and it is on the top of his mind and you just skim from the top?
Right.
And we go in after.
Exactly. If it's his active current thought, I don't really have to do much digging and he'll never know. The question is, how do we get me close enough to do that while he's thinking about the code? If we do it at his place of business, I don't know if I can get away with doing it inside or if they would let me anywhere near the vault. We have to recon the place. I don't know what it looks like inside. If I can get close to the vault while he's doing it, or if it's hidden in a back room somewhere. Or if we could get him to think of the code somewhere else. But I don't know how to do that without raising suspicion. I still think it'd be better I just take the code from him during the day, we off him, and then go back and get it at night.
I mean, won't they still notice he didn't show up that day?
Not till the next day.
He's gonna
Not-
look enough like him to get inside and probably not raise suspicion.
No, I mean when the guy's on the way home. Catch him then. Get the code. Off him. Go back at 3 a.m.
All right.
Get the stuff. The following morning, when he doesn't show up for work, it's already too late and they'll have no idea who did it.
Just a
What's
point that you would understand. He is the night shift manager.
Okay. Gotcha.
It is currently nighttime, and his shift starts in what would have been an hour, like 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Oh, never mind that then.
or you can
Okay.
just invert what you said, in that it would have been, he works overnight, so it would be daytime reversed.
Okay.
But it does kind of affect the fact the place will be filled. It's a huge. So Michaelis Refinery is pretty famous. You would know what it is. It's a big, building that would be filled with people constantly during the day, at least.
Okay. Well, in that case, then never mind my let's just off him overnight statement then. And let me think. Then how would we go about it instead?
Well, if he's the manager, that
The night watchman.
would imply that there are people that will be working there as well, right?
I would guess so.
Yeah. We
Right.
don't really have time to scope the place out if his shift starts in 30 minutes, give or take.
Honestly, I kind of hate doing rush jobs like this, but on the other hand, could be our only shot to impress. I almost called him Don Corneo. What's the dude?
You can say that.
Yeah, we can say that because that's exactly who this is in Brad's head.
What's the dude's name again? I
Don
forgot.
Magnus. Again, there's a handout under guilds and quests that has Cyste.
Okay.
And it will just give you the names of the people.
Okay. I don't like doing rush jobs, but this might be our only chance to get on Magnus's good side, and if we mess it up, he'll hold a grudge against us forever, so I guess we don't have a choice.
Well, if we mess it up too badly, we'll be dead or incarcerated or worse.
Let's not do that.
Worse.
There are far things worse than dying or being jailed.
Death can't be that bad. It's reversible.
I don't really
Alright.
want to find out if you don't mind.
No, I think
Okay.
we're in agreement there, Slip. What does Slip look like? I think I look at you up and down for the first time, really.
She's very scruffy. She's dressed in dark clothes, dark cloak. She has dark hair, despite appearances, as you might see. But probably a little bit dirty and a little bit kind of, ripped clothes and stuff. She, if you have listened in on rumors, she's sneaky. So you may not have heard much because she likes to think she's pretty good at it, but you can kind of get the impression that she didn't come from money. So she's kind of clung to that a little bit. And it's quite obvious in the clothes that she wears and the way she
And
carries
does
herself.
she look like malnourished?
A little bit, probably.
Okay.
Hence why she was thinking about her dinner.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. We could always go in through the front door.
I mean, it's bold.
What if I went in asking about a commission?
What if we go in together but separate? Like we both go in the front door, but you're your own party, and I come in as a separate customer. I could claim to have an appointment and just BS my way through whoever they're expecting. Since, as soon as they start thinking about appointments and who they're expecting, I'll know the names. I can just try to impersonate them for a little while. Falls apart real quick, though, if they know what he's supposed to look like.
Do we know if they're by appointment only, Brad? Like, what do I know about this place?
Yeah, make me I guess a history check.
I will also pitch in what I know via a history check, if that's okay.
14.
14 from Luella.
Yep.
And only a 12.
12 from Salt. Yeah, so this building is predominantly where they do the artificing rather than actively like do sales and stuff.
So this isn't where like a noble woman would go in to get a quote on new weapons or anything like that.
It could be. It could be used for
Okay.
that. They do have little offices and things for that. It's a really, really big place, but the primary function of this building is so it's a three-part process. They take bloomstone as an ore out of the ground at the refinery. They refine it into vianthrosite, which are these tiny little gems that they then artifice into items and weapons and things like that, and things like the lesser vianthrosite hearts. And then they ship those out to be sold, depending on what they are. This place serves as the middle part of that function, in that mostly this is where the artificing is done. It's why they have like so much like guards and constructs protecting the place, and why it's gated is because it is in of itself just kind of a bank almost.
Okay.
But there would, I can imagine that there would be people that would come through to do some business here. Like they have like military contracts, so they would have like generals coming through, marshals and stuff. And I think they probably would show nobles around, and nobles would have to come here to inspect their goods and stuff. So it wouldn't be completely outside of the realm of possibility to have someone come here to look at very specialized items, things that wouldn't just be sold en masse or sold or like made and then sent to the markets and things like that. It would be probably very specific high-end unique items that are being artificed by Michaelis. So yeah, it's definitely possible, but it would be something like that, more like a specific custom-made thing.
I have something in mind.
Yeah.
I feel like Slip would not have ever been inside this building, but would have probably scoped it out a few times more as like a kind of professional interest. So, would I, from having done that before, have an idea of a way that one could look inside the building from outside without it being particularly noticeable?
Yeah, make me I guess just make me another history check. You can do one too.
Okay.
I'll knock the DC down because you've done a scope before.
A 10.
10. So there are sort of three types of people really in this building. There are the artificers that are kind of just workers. Under that, there are two different types. There are the actual sort of people working on artificing it physically, which would look like well-dressed sort of engineers, probably in like overalls when they're actually artificing. Otherwise, they have decent clothing. They're sort of told to present well, so they have simple looking white shirts, doublets, simple trousers, things like that. There are the artificers that work on more of a scholar side of things, so they're just They're just working on books and reading and bringing information to Michaelis and improving that kind of thing. So the same kind of uniform, essentially, just kind of well-dressed individuals. Then you have the guardsmen. There's sort of outer guards and inner guards. There are people patrolling on the outside and patrolling on the inside. They just seem to wear all black. They have kind of a flat cap that they wear, but it's not like a Peaky Blinders one, but more of an officer's cap looking thing. And they just, other than that, they're wearing all black and they're armed in different ways. There are the constructs. There are robotic sort of constructs moving around, and these aren't like Landslan and Scarlet. These are the basic looking like things that are moving around. And then there are a handful of people that work in here at a much higher capacity, and those are kind of the there's a handful of nobility that work here. Michaelis himself doesn't work here, but that is a person that could be here. And then you have the managers, essentially, and they're all nobles, so they're wearing like finery and noble wear. Generally speaking, for the most part, people are just wearing what would be considered a well-dressed, simple uniform of just, shirts and trousers type deal. Other than that, the security are wearing all black with the sort of officer's cap thing going on.
Are the security hired by an external, do they work there all the time, or might they have like contractors, I guess?
These are Michaelis's private security. This is one of the 3 biggest companies that work on Vianthracite, which has become an enormous, like, booming thing that have all these crazy contracts. So it's a huge company within New Runenstein and Felsenhort, so they kind of have their own mini little army, basically.
So we're breaking into like Lockheed Martin or
Yeah.
Boeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
If we don't mind one of us being seen, I can go in through the front door. I can request a commission. I can do distraction.
I can have a look for a soft door. Any way that we can get back through there without being seen? See if it's possible.
I would prefer to go in unannounced and not through the front door, but if we think that is our best shot, I can do it.
Too, but
I think it's perfectly reasonable for me to go in and commission perhaps brass knuckles or some other weapon for an upcoming fight.
If this place does heavy manufacturing, they probably make... I feel like it's the kind of place you would go to order 100 brass knuckles, not 1. So maybe make a bigger order if that's what you're going to do.
I don't think it needs to be a bigger order, just very special brass knuckles.
Fancy ones? Yeah, maybe. Okay. What about jumping this guy, getting his code before he gets there? What do we think of that part of it?
If we want to do that, we need to go now.
Right. It puts us on a time crunch if we do it.
I stand up.
oh, we're doing this.
If we do that, we're on a clock. Because when he doesn't show... I mean, if he's 10, 15 minutes late, they might just think he was lazy, overslept, he's off getting a coffee, whatever. But if he starts to be an hour or 2 hours late, they're going to lock the place down. So, let's move.
Heading
I
out?
agree. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. The 3 of you sneak out into the sort of gloom and darkness of the undercity of New Runenstein, which is a place that we've been to before in the show, but probably haven't seen this side of it so much. You are heading towards where he lives, yeah? You're going to the address that was given to you. Is that the plan here?
I think that is the plan, yeah. Just ambush him at his house. Although I am changing clothes first.
Okay.
I don't want him to be able to describe the guy who confronted him to read his mind.
Okay.
Probably swapping into heist clothes, or just swapping into something very mundane, but with a mask on.
Are we planning on killing this man?
That'd be the safer choice, although it might bring some unwanted heat. Alternately, we could just knock him out after I get the code. If he wakes up 6 hours from now, it's already too late.
All right.
Yeah. There's a moment or some time where Salt changes into something completely different to what they were wearing before. You head out from Market Row and the Salt Wards, and then move through the city, through the Undercity towards Dockside. You find Stone Street. You maybe do a sort of a sly pass. It's a lot quieter because you're kind of going into a residential spot, even though this is a major city and it's still bustling even throughout the entire evening. It very rarely quietens down in New Runenstein, but the residential areas would be the quietest spots, with this being one of them. Not too far away from the Dockside Inn, which was where our party fought Lancelin before. We see you guys maybe move past the Dockside Inn, still completely built and not destroyed. The door exists as you move past this thing, and then down Stone Street you do a pass. You see the house 341. You make it to the spot, taking
I would like to
positions.
stealth.
Okay, yeah, I would like to stealth.
I'd like to
just
hide.
just doing this.
Hide. Just be like, I'm doing the crisis, maximum stealth thing. We just disappear. Oh, I hope I am.
Uh-huh.
I crouch.
That's a
So the
22.
NPCs can't see
I'm
me.
going to be immediately trying to hide in if there's a nearby alleyway, really close in the shadows.
Absolutely, yeah. You tell me what you guys are up to. Slips off into an alleyway, into the gloom and darkness. Very easy to do in this part of town.
I will, as we are approaching, I will suggest, I'll say, you stop him and talk to him. You sneak up behind him. We flank him, drag him off somewhere quiet.
Me stop him and talk to him.
Why not?
That's a new addition to the plan. Because I don't think someone like me would be stopping someone like him.
True. I could just walk up. I figure as long as one of us makes a distraction for her to get behind him.
I'll be nearby. And if it turns out we need to take care of him, I'll be ready to do that.
Okay.
What's
I'll
the
do it
signal?
myself then. Do we need one? We're just grabbing a guy.
I meant for the dispatch, but fair enough.
Right.
So you want me to grab him, or you want me to knock him out? What do you want me to do?
We can't let him get to his office, so we gotta grab him somewhere. I think all three of us should be trailing him, and the second one of us has an opportunity to grab him unnoticed, you do it.
All right.
I like that. I rolled a 23 for stealth. I would also like to disappear into the shadows.
Okay, the same area where Slip is, or different?
I'll probably take a different route because I think the plan is that we kind of are walking along with each other sort of we know vaguely where each other is, and then whoever gets the drop on him first is gonna take him down.
I'm gonna go about it a little differently. I'm not, I know we're all criminals and rogues and have a little bit of stealth score, but I'm not that good at sneaking compared to the other two. I'm more of a walk right up to them and talk to them and try to bluff my way through kind of a character. So I am going to do it a little differently. I want to start where his front door is. Not right at his front door, but 50 feet out. And from there, which way is the artificery? I'm just going to start walking the same path that he would walk. I'm predicting his pattern.
Yeah.
And as I'm going, I'm probably even randomly remarking to someone, I'm talking to something. You don't know what's going on because I'm screwed in the head. But as I'm walking, wherever is the least crowded, there's got to be a spot on this path somewhere that doesn't have too many prying eyes. And as soon as I find a spot that looks yeah, he'll pass through here and there's no one here, and then I just lean against the wall right there.
Okay, yeah.
I also think it would be fun, like, I don't know if we can do this narratively. I think it would be dope if Slip and I, you know, if we're able to kind of identify which route he seems to be taking or heading for. And if there's like a busy intersection, then maybe Slip and I bump into each other and just start arguing. And then it makes it like not a fun way to go. So then he goes down the dark alley or something like that. That might be fun. So we're kind of herding him in the direction of Salt.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of you map some of this out based on what Monday said to you when you arrive at Dockside. You have sort of 15 minutes to map this area out, which you do. So you kind of figure out the most likely route he's going to take. If you were going to the Tinkerer's District, you would probably go down this road, down this way.
And if he takes this road, it's
he
too
goes down that
busy,
one,
so we'll have a fight, and
you'll
then
be prepared on this
hopefully he'll
corner.
switch. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Which
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we see you kind of come up with these short plans and then take position, slip into sort of a gloomy alleyway, you into another one, and Salt leans up against a wall at the least trafficked area of Dockside. And again, this is residential, so it's not that busy. There are people coming and going every now and then, but it really isn't the bustling part of the town that you'll find closer to the inns. I think probably people coming from the Dockside Inn, or just varying drunkards and vagrants that are moving through the area are really all you're seeing, and it's not a huge amount of traffic, so it's pretty easy to find a spot. And Salt does. There is, and then a few minutes later, you see the door to 341 Stone Street open. You see a kind of an aging human, maybe in his 50s, step out, turn around, lock the door, slip the key into a little satchel that he's holding on his hip, and then makes his way down a couple of steps and then starts heading pretty much directly towards Salt, as you sort of predicted correctly, the route that he'd most likely take. He's wearing the uniform that I suggested, pretty much all black. He has a kind of an officer's cap, but he also has a little pin that is kind of a circular thing, gold with a little purple circle on the middle that seems to indicate some higher station within the ranks. He walks down one street, down another, and then turns in a direction you're completely not expecting. He turns as if he's going to head, instead of heading south, he's as if he's going to head directly west. To him, it doesn't seem like he makes a sudden decision. He just seems to be casually walking. But to you guys, it's bizarre that he would go that way. What do you want to do, if anything?
Can I do an insight check to see if it seems like he's picked up on the fact that he has a tail?
Yes, you can, yeah.
That is a 10.
A 10. Do you know what? I'm going to roll a dice for him. I'm going to roll it. Physical dice. It doesn't seem to you at all like he's picked up on a tail. It seems like this is his usual route. He just seems to be casually walking along. His gait and his relaxed attitude, the way he's just kind of like bobbing his head. You haven't seen him look behind him once or look up or seem concerned that he might have a trail. He seems pretty calm.
I know the other two are both like being sneaky, whereas doing the hide in plain sight approach. How sneaky are you? Being so sneaky that I can't see where you are? Or are you like watching from a window, either of you?
I rolled a 23.
I rolled a 22.
I'll let you decide.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
They're being very sneaky.
But if I already know you're there, like can I see you like peering out of a like? Are you watching from a window?
Why not make a perception check?
Okay.
And we'll judge it based on the dice.
Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't be trying to be obvious to you.
Let me double check, because I might not actually need to see you. Oh yeah, I actually don't even need to see you. I just need to know what direction you went generally.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just cast message to to Slip, and I'll say, "This is why I hate doing these jobs without recon. He's taking a different route," and start. I'll start moving to try and keep myself between him and his place of employment, and then
I can reply to that, right? And I don't have to audibly say anything out loud. I'm just kind of like moving my mouth.
The Rio.
Rio.
Yeah.
So I will reply to that just with, "Yeah, I did. Where is he going?"
Don't know yet. And then I'm gonna repeat the same message to Luella and say, "He's on a different route heading west." And I am quickly leaving my post and moving parallel with him to like stay between him and his workplace.
Okay.
I don't respond, but yeah.
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Are you guys following him, or are you going to try and herd him, or what is the plan? Letting him see where he goes?
I'm not directly following him. I'm playing like it's a game of soccer and I'm the goalie. I'm staying between him and his workplace for the moment.
Okay.
And
I think I'll
kinda
keep him in sight and follow behind.
waiting for one of the other two to get closer, because
Can I try to cut him off, or go maybe to a block or two ahead?
You
And try to
absolutely
intercept?
can. Since you sort of planned for that in some way, I'll say that you can just do it. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing? You get ahead of him easily. He's like
Yeah.
sauntering down the road. You can like disappear into shadow and speedily move around a block.
Okay. And then do I know generally where the two of you are as well?
I am not hiding. I'm literally
Okay.
walking in the middle of the road, so you can clearly see where I am in relation to him. I only vaguely know where you are. That's why I'm using
I think
telepathy.
you'll have the vague sense that I'm behind him and I've stayed on the same kind of side of him as where I disappeared earlier. So I'm kind of moving along like between buildings and stuff like that and trying to just stay behind him. But
Okay. I will. If I'm about to intercept him, then what I want to do is I want to place myself in the alleyway. I'm going to take my cloak off. I'll probably I'm gonna undo the like top that I have and let it like go down so that it's full peasant. I'll take my pants off real quick so that's like a mini dress, and then I'm gonna pretend to be drunk in the alleyway, stumbling around, and see if I can't like get his attention and distract him that way. And I'm gonna do it as quick as I can.
Yeah, make me a performance check.
Yeah. Oh boy.
High charisma fighter, go.
I don't have high charisma. 9.
Yeah, you do this. You sort of quickly scrabble together
Yeah.
this idea of an outfit, and then stumble out of the alleyway somewhat as he's walking along. I mean, his attention is drawn over to you, and he kind of looks into the alleyway. He just kind of shoots you like a filthy look rather than anything else. He's not really. It doesn't put him off. He's not drawn to you in any way. He just sees you stumbling out, and he kind of just like it's a little bit par for the course for this part of the city, right on the edge of the Undercity.
I figured. And where is Salt right now?
I am quickly moving to intercept him, but I'm
Okay.
also like
I'll stumble toward him then.
I'm looking to see how visible are we. Like if we grab him
Yeah,
here, how many
yeah.
witnesses pretty much is the only factor that I'm counting is like how many people are watching.
Let's put it down to RNG. Roll me a d20.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
ooh,
Actually, thank you for reminding me. Before I do that, I have to roll 2 other d20s because you
You
gave me
do,
a portent
yeah,
wizard,
do
and I
your
didn't roll
portents.
I didn't roll my
Let's roll those first. A 4.
portents. A 4. That's very good. And
Love that.
a
Ooh. Oh.
A 19.
those are 2 very good portents.
Do you want
rolls.
to?
Yeah.
Do you want to explain for any audience members who might not know what portent is, what that is for?
Sure. Yeah, portent rolls are a divination wizard specialty that basically let me see the future and forcibly change a dice roll.
Oh,
obviously-
my
You
God.
can
That's
replace any
cool.
roll with a 4 or a
Oh.
19.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
my
spread.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's fantastic.
obviously natural 20s are the best rolls you can get, and anything high is nice, but with a portent wizard, a low roll is also good because you can replace an enemy's roll. So when they try to roll something, I can say, no, you got a 4 actually, and I can stick them
That's
with
nice.
this terrible roll. Now, on that note, Brad, I might use one of these right here. You're having me roll RNG for how many witnesses are here right now?
It's not like there are 20 people. It's a sort of a gradient from 1 being there's no one around, completely like the perfect spot, and a 20 being the worst spot, like you've hit a corner and loads of people are on like a main road. So
Sure, I'm gonna use my low portent roll
Well,
right now.
don't you
Oh, well,
get
actually,
to-
I can
you get to
roll first, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll
Let
and
me
see.
do that. Maybe I'll
Maybe
just
you'll
get
roll a
lucky and
one.
not have to
You're
use
gonna roll
it.
a 2 or a 1. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly, you're right.
all have inspiration points because all 3 of you are humans, and you did a long rest before this began as well.
Okay.
So bear that in
True.
mind.
Okay. So I will hold that for now. Let's just try the regular roll and go
17.
ahead and get a 17. We also don't necessarily have to jump in here. How far is it? Like, how long is his commute?
Pretty far. On the map here, you guys are up in Dockside over here. He has to get to here. It's a pretty significant distance.
And
You're looking at
we
like
are, sorry, can you
by
ping where
nighttime,
we are?
like 20,
Oh, I
30
see.
minutes. Do you see this line?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, you guys are on
Okay.
this part up in Dockside. He's heading this way, so maybe with a 17, he's going to end up like kind of here. He's about to hit that main stretch between
Oof,
the
okay.
Undercity and the thing. So this is kind of a main road that runs through the city, and it seems like
Okay.
the best route he probably would have taken would have been down here and along here. Like, it doesn't make sense that he would go this way. It's like a much longer route down to the Tinkerer's District.
Okay. I think if we have a little bit of time, I'm not going to force the issue yet. I'm going to hold it because the portent rolls are pretty game changing. So I think we'll probably get at least one more opportunity. If he has such a long commute, we can try to get ahead of him again. I think I'm just going to message
You're having
Luella.
weird flashes of this, by the way. Like you're
Yeah.
seeing like
Yeah.
just
This-
like JPEGs of futures.
It's the Doctor Strange. I'm looking at
Yeah,
14
yeah.
billion futures right now.
In how many
And,
times do we intercept him correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm like getting these flashes, and I don't like them. I don't like
Yeah.
them here, and I just message Luella and say, "Not here. Too many eyes. This is bad. Call it off."
Oof. Okay, let's see. Am I close enough? Probably not. To kind of gauge if he's armed.
Yeah, I think you can tell if he's armed. He has a long sword on a hip, and it looks like a nice one as well. Like it's quite thin and it looks light. It's probably what we would call like a bastard sword, like a hand and a half. So it's like a decent size, and you'd be able to see that for sure. It doesn't look like he has anything else on him, but that doesn't mean that he isn't able to cast spells or something like that.
Yeah.
In terms of physical arms, though, he does seem to have like a decent looking long sword on a hip as he's walking down the road in a black scabbard.
This is crazy, and I am totally willing to just like randomly roll Hail Mary to see if I can gauge this type of thing. But is there a way I can tell maybe what his preferred fighting stance might be based on the type of sword that it is and the way that he's like walking and like, I don't know, his build type? Like the way his body is built?
Roll me, I guess, an investigation, but as a fighter, you can... how were you trained? I mean, like formally? Were you formally trained?
Yeah, I was formally trained with the blade.
Yeah,
not
in
my
that
fist.
case, roll
Yeah.
me an investigation check with advantage.
19.
19. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of older. The way he's walking, you're like stumbling towards him. Maybe you stumble past him because at this point you're just kind of playing the part of a drunk and then being called away by Salt. You can tell by the way that he's walking that he's kind of old. He's got a slight sort of, he favors his left leg, and you get the sense that it's because of his his hip on his right hand side. You're kind of looking at him and you're gauging some of these abilities. At first, you might instantly go, okay, this is a person that favors his right hand and maybe has spent many years guarding with his maybe guarding with a shield on his right.
Okay.
Then you recognize, as you kind of following him a little bit longer, you watch him for a bit longer, you see that actually he's probably just old and his leg on his right hand side is weaker. And then you recognize sort of the way that he's moving with his legs, the way that his shoulders are built, that actually this is probably a person who uses this sword with no shield, and is the type of person who's actually more likely, and probably in his youth was very dexterous and was more of the type of fighter that would use this this sort of half-hand sword in a way that allows for him to go from half swording to more full use of this blade. I'm not like a super expert on fighting techniques with these swords, but this thing is larger than a normal sword, so it can be used for heavier sword play in a defensive way, but it is also used for slashing because it's not quite as short as a traditional longsword would be. So he is probably proficient with that sword because there's no reason he would have a bastard sword unless you could
kind
use
of
it.
Nice. Yeah. All right.
So it's unlikely he's really going to be using anything else other than that sword, including a shield, and that in general he's a bit of a water dancer.
Okay. On that 19, this is more of an RP question rather than like I don't mean this from a meta perspective, so answer however you want. Do I feel like I could take him in a fight?
Inside check, please.
Four.
No doubt in your mind, this is an old man.
Yep. Okay. Then my message back to Salt is going to be, he's carrying a broadsword, favoring his left side, maybe due to an old injury, but I could take him here.
I will respond again and say, I'm sure you can, but look around you. And then there's like,
you're coming up to this intersection where the road is a lot busier.
Yeah.
Again, it's not like middle of the day busy. This place gets incredibly busy. This thoroughfare leading up past the Runestone Inn and is directly underneath the upper city. So there's a lot of traffic heading towards those access points that you guys used previously to go and see the council. So this is a very busy area. However, the Undercity is pretty busy by night. The Undercity and the Entertainers District are the two busiest places at nighttime. Sometimes the port if there's stuff going on overnight.
Do we know if there will be another chance or if it's just going to be busy?
Oh, almost certainly.
Like
once he gets into the mining square and the Tinkerers District, there's not going to be anywhere near as much traffic. It's most people aren't working overnight in this city. The refinery sometimes is. The dwarves work 24/7 under the city, mining and stuff. But the tinkerers and stuff, for the most part, are sort of diurnal. They just, 9 to 5 it.
Okay, then
Gotcha.
I will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say my response then, like based on all of what Brad just said, would simply be, I know you can, but look around. There's witnesses here.
I will stumble forward then to the nearest dark alleyway and maybe make some retching sounds, just to see if he will come and assist. I think I'm doing my very best to make it seem like I'm about to pass out, and be alone in an alleyway, and will he help?
Make me another performance check.
And if we get lucky, we get lucky, and if not, 19.
It's an impressive performance. Like, it really sounds like you're a drunk who's retching and in a very uncomfortable way.
But he's a bad man who doesn't care.
He's a bad man who doesn't care. No, he I don't know whether you would consider him to be a bad man who doesn't care, but he doesn't care.
Well, at least he's not taking advantage of the situation.
He
So there's
doesn't.
that.
He doesn't even look over his shoulder towards the alleyway.
Nice. Okay.
He just continues on his walk, steadfast, and then hits that thoroughfare, I think, and sort of joins into a little bit more traffic. There's actually not too many people here that aren't doing similar things to the character you're playing. There's quite a lot of drunks moving up and down.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of shady figures as well, but there's also a handful of city watch and stuff. There's been a lot of trouble recently. There's a lot more theft with the improvement in Vianthrosite technology. There are much nicer things to steal, so there's been lots of thefts and things, and it's been a big thing that the council have been all over recently to up night watch and stuff. So, you know, every now and then you'll see watchmen go through, and you just catch a classic city night busy thoroughfare. Every now and then a carriage goes through, late night travelers, a few adventurers moving from guild to guild. He kind of just makes his way, but he continues to go west. He actually doesn't go south. It doesn't make any sense where he's going. He heads further into the Undercity. He crosses over the street and then moves down another quiet road into what is more of a suburb in the Undercity, what would be on our map here. And I'm sorry for audio listeners, but to the west of where he lives is a big district here that is, again, residential for the most part. He kind of heads into this area, moving into another darkened alleyway. Well, not an alleyway, but a dark suburban street, essentially, in this medieval Undercity. And this is under the plate. This is like you're underground here. If you remember, there are these this sort of natural covering is above you, so it's very dark down here and very gloomy. No moonlight, starlight, or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I know where Luella is because she just tried to bait him into an alley, and he didn't take the bait. I'm gonna message Slip again and say, something's off. He's not even going towards it. Can you try to get ahead of him and see where he's going?
I can try, or at least stay next to him.
Move quick. I'll stay on him.
I move forward, and my goal is to kind of stay roughly... Would it be possible for me to stay roughly parallel with him?
Yeah, you can. The way that it's a bit of a grid system, the way they've built a lot of these areas, especially in the Undercity, so you can kind of just move parallel to him. Even if you were to take the opposite road, you could just kind of move down the road and catch him every time. At every street corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like trying to keep an eye on him between like buildings and stuff, and just see where he's going and try to judge that. This is a weird question, and I'm not sure if it's something I would know the answer to. And maybe Slip's just a really like paranoid, suspicious person. But do you get the impression he's trying to avoid the city watch?
Give me another insight check.
Okay. That's an 18.
18. You don't get the sense that he's trying to avoid the city watch. No, you also still don't get the sense that he's trying to avoid you. It actually just seems like
he's just going for a walk.
He seems very much like he's just wandering to work the way that anyone might. He doesn't seem like he's like lost or trying to figure anything out. He doesn't look like he's looking over his shoulder. He's just walking. He looks across the street every now and then, kind of just very comfortable in his approach. Make me a stealth check as well, just to sort of follow him and trail him from that parallel angle.
27.
Damn.
I am the night.
Yeah.
Brad, I would also
it
like
is
to
just
roll
darkness
something.
flitting through darkness as Slip moves from shadow to shadow. Yes. Salt.
I'm not going to try to insight check the guy because I think ultimately my insight's probably not that good because I'm used to relying on being able to read people's thoughts anyway.
Right.
So I think my ability to read people's actually probably quite bad because I'm used to having that crutch. So rather than try to insight check the guy, I just want to try to... I'd like a history check to try and predict where he's going. Like in real life, we might go to the bus stop and get on the bus, or we might go to the subway and take that to work. And there's no bus stop or subway in this town, but maybe there is like Is there an underground tunnel that he's taking, or is there a shortcut, or like based on just knowledge of the city layout, where the heck is he going?
The
Why is he
local
going the
knowledge
wrong
check,
way?
which
Yeah,
doesn't
just-
exist
just-
in D&D, and it annoys me. Yeah, history check then, please. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just like a general town layout check so I can figure out where he's going.
Yeah.
I have rolled an 18.
You guys probably know this part of the city better than any other part. This is the Undercity. It's your back garden that you've been playing in for however long you've been playing at the more roguish games. And the route that he's on is bizarre. He's kind of heading into this. He moves into like a smaller square that during the day is a marketplace. And then he walks down one of the roads that would take you out. On the other side of it, you would come out almost near Market Row, which is where you've come from. Market Row, again, very busy during the day, kind of a slum market street. It's where people go to just buy their basics and produce and stuff, and it's usually marked down and worse produce than you would find in other parts of the city. It then hits you kind of like lightning bolt moment. There's one place that stays open 24 hours a day, and it sells sandwiches. He's probably going to Phil's sandwiches.
Okay.
I'm
From
sorry,
that-
it's called Phil's Sandwiches.
Phil's.
Yes, but it's
Okay,
spelled
I love it.
Fill.
Yep. I love it.
Fill. Do they fill sandwiches there?
Yes,
Great
They
name.
fill you up.
they fill you up.
Okay.
Are they like
From
foot long? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
They are a foot
From-
long.
From said to, are they $5 footlongs?
They're
Is that where it's going?
$5. They're $5 US dollars.
US dollars in New Runenstein. Perfect. From where the sandwich shop is located, if I assume that he then goes straight to work from there, like he's going to hit the sandwich shop, he's going to get his food, and then he's going to walk in a straight line
Yeah.
to work. That's the guess that I want to make. And I want to try to get ahead of him again, like wait on the other side of the sandwich shop, and this time scout for a spot where there's no witnesses.
Yeah. The odds are it's an awkward position. He might double back and head back to the thoroughfare and take a route dead south. He might push through and then head down on the more western side, down past the Church of Solthay, then down past the refinery, or he might double back and head down past the City Watch house, which was the same one that you guys went to very early on in our campaign.
Okay.
It's
So is there two or three different possible routes here?
two, and I'll show you on the map again just so that you guys have
Okay.
a better idea. Phil's Sandwiches is essentially here where I'm pinging, right on the edge of what this square sort of acts as, right there. He might come back and then head down this way, and then ultimately he's heading to what is essentially here, the Dwarves Guild. So he has to get to this point from this point. So he could go this way, back down these roads, the more main route that you might want to take, or he might double back and then just head down through the alleyways past the City Watch house. Kind of depends on whether anyone uses this alleyway, which is really more of an alleyway that the City Watch use. It's the same one you guys used as a sort of back door to get out.
Right. Yeah, we definitely want to jump him before he gets to the City Watch house, because that would be bad. I am going to communicate my suspicions to Slip and say, I think he's just grabbing a sandwich. Maybe
love a sandwich.
I would too, but not right now. Can you? I'm gonna watch which way he goes. There's only two ways down to the guild from here. He's either going by the church or by the watch house. Can you stay by the church? And if he goes that way, grab him.
Yeah, I can do that. How much violence do you want me to use, though?
However much you need to.
Okay.
Just don't kill him until I get the code out of him, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then after like messaging that to Slip, I'm just gonna slow down my pace, and because I assume Luella's catching up after your drunk disguise. Are you're making yourself look presentable again? And as you're doing so, I just kind of sidle up to you and say, I think he's going to a sandwich shop first. That's why he's going out of his way.
Makes
He's heading to
sense.
Phil's. Okay, if he's going to Phil's, there's only two ways to get to the guild. There's by the
Church or the
west,
guardhouse.
east and west of the. Yeah, right. East and west of Southwall. Slip is already watching the church. Can you stay posted on the
I
east side?
immediately pull my hood up and just leave, like go in that direction.
Yeah.
Like I know what he's about to say. So yeah.
Right, and then as you're walking off, I will simply say to your back as you walk away, I'll just stay on him and turn and move towards the sandwich shop.
Yeah. A few minutes later, you see Caster head into Phil's Sandwiches, a small, it's like a townhouse that's been converted. The bottom part of it just being a little shop, a little sign on the outside that has an image of a very modern day looking Subway footlong. It says Phil's on it. It seems like it's like an old establishment. It's very famous. Everyone eats here. Phil doesn't care whether you are, a roguish type, whether you're scum on the bottom of the nobility's feet, or whether you're a watchman or you're nobility. It's a bit of a neutral ground place, and for the most part, people do like Phil's. Phil is an old human man, kind of a scruffy dude, but does make good spicy fish steak. Foot long, $5. He will only accept American US dollars.
It's
there are a
fills
few
because it fills you up, and then also because you fill it with your own toppings and things.
Yeah. It's a
Triple
cheap.
meaning.
It's only a few copper. And assuming you don't go in, you just wait for a few minutes. You will see Caster come out. He has a wrapped looking sandwich. You see him kind of tucking it into that satchel. The satchel looks like not big enough really to fit everything that he seems to have in it, but he kind of rests it on the top of whatever's in there, clasps it closed, and as the door's closing behind him, he says, "Hey, thanks very much, Phil. See you tomorrow night." And then he steps out, and then he heads right as if he were to head towards the church route and starts heading along the road that way.
Okay. I'm going to make it not too obvious that I'm following him. I'm just going to mill
There's
around
people
for a
around.
second.
You're not.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
just you and him on this street.
Right. I still don't want to
Everyone
be too.
goes to Phil's.
Everyone goes to
Yeah.
Phil's.
I don't want to be too obvious, so I let him get ahead of me by like a good 30 seconds or whatever, and then I start strolling along behind him. I don't know how far a distance we're covering, but message is not particularly long reach, so I don't think I can warn either of the girls.
This is
which
like
way he's...
roughly to scale, this map, as far as I remember when I set it up like forever ago. So it is in feet,
Ooh,
which
Cool.
I remember
Okay.
working out however much like the size of this city was in feet. It is about 8,500 feet, which I think probably works out to a certain amount of miles based on what I would imagine old Brad did all those many months ago. I'm sure I did it for a reason.
Gotcha.
I
well,
lived in
message-
London for a long time, so I understand how long it takes to walk a mile through a busy city. And usually I
Right.
do it based on that because I can't do actual arithmetic. So
Since,
you can kind of figure out roughly like how far you have to go. This is generally to scale.
Right. Well, I was thinking I want to tell Luella he's not going your way. You should come over here, but
Yeah,
message
they're probably
is not.
quite far at this
Yeah,
point.
I can't stay in contact with either of them, so I'm just gonna stay with the guy because I know he's walking towards Slip, and hopefully after a few minutes of waiting, if Luella hasn't seen this guy, she just kind of figures he must have gone the other way.
Yeah, do you, Luella? What do you think?
let's find out.
How long have you lived in this city? Can you do the calculations?
Nope, I wait.
All right, you're waiting for a while.
Or
Yeah.
alternatively, I might head towards our final destination.
Yeah, after a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So while we have a momentary shot of Luella kind of loitering around on the other side of the Undercity, we see Caster Oceans, this the sort of night watchman, head towards the other route, the western route. Salt, you're following casually down the street, and Slip is positioned ahead somewhere, right?
I'm lingering near the church.
Yeah, on the main
Ideally,
road.
wherever there's no witnesses.
Yeah, I'm hoping like I've been able. I think that would be the first thing Slip would do is find somewhere that's quiet, but she can still access the street.
Yeah, this is again another main thoroughfare, probably almost all the way down to the mining square itself. The refinery is in use, the church not so much, but
Would
it
he
is
be coming
a main,
through, like,
a main
here?
street. Yes, but that would also be essentially here. Again, I'm sorry, audio listeners, you just have to suck it up. This is a main road
Yeah.
all the way here, and it looks like he's essentially taking this route. So,
Would I be able to linger near the church, like sort of here on the map,
yes.
and have a good view? And I'm like, kind of, I guess I'm still trying to be hidden, but I'll be also leaning back. Also vaguely uncomfortable around the church.
Yeah.
Like just kind of looking at it every now and then and going,
Yeah, Church of Soto is very much a very pious, good guy church as well. It's not like
Yeah, and they're always really nice to me, and it's suspicious.
they are very nice people, the churchgoers of the Church of Soto. Yeah, you can loiter around there. It is the people that are coming and going tend to be people that look like refinery workers. It's just really just like filthy covered people that have been working all day in a furnace, you know, just slogging it back out of this place. And then every now and then workers coming in. The refinery is just 24/7 and it's huge. This thing is an enormous building. It's extremely loud and it goes underground, multiple levels underground. So this area of town is actually quite loud. As you get closer to that refinery, it's just a constant droning, just levels
AI
and
data
levels and
center.
levels of this. It is an AI data center. And yeah, so it's really loud, and it is relatively busy because it's sort of a 24-hour thing with lots of different people that work different levels of that thing, which
Brad,
is
do you mind if... Oh, so sorry.
no, you're good. I was just gonna say it's not useful for you trying to find a particular like quiet area. He seems to have avoided pretty much every alleyway. He doesn't.
Yeah,
He's used main routes almost the entire way. The quietest place was the suburb of the road that he lived on, and it still wasn't that quiet. So it's a tough thing for you to find an area to pinch him. And yes, you had a question.
Do you mind if I, roll to kind of... I'll head to somewhat close to our destination, and I just want to be scoping it out for potential guards that maybe do a routine. I just want to suss this place out while they're doing whatever it is that they may be doing, just to kind of maybe give us an advantage on a roll we might make in the future. I just would like to be trying to do something.
Yeah, roll me a
useful.
stealth check and a perception check.
Sure. Oof. 12. I'll use my inspiration on that, actually.
Okay.
Gonna re-roll that. Can't fuck it up now. Oh, cool. Amazing. So 12.
12. And that was on the stealth. Okay, give me a perception check.
Perception. Perception is 16.
Yeah, you move, and it's beyond the Dwarves Guild. The actual location of this place is like here on the other side of the Dwarves Guild. It is overlooking the ocean, so it's loud. You've got the Dwarves Guild, which is a 24/7 guild. They are generally there are adventurers coming and going from this guild quite a lot. The Dwarves Guild are great for just, I want to go underground and fight monsters. So Dwarves Guild and Fighters Guild members are quite often coming and going from this area because there is access to the tunnels here. So you'll see like a little traffic through this area from those people. You've got the sound of those people. You've got the Vianthrosite refinery just a little further up the road making noise, and you've got the ocean making noise. So it helps to sort of just let you blend in. You're not moving. You're not having to be like entirely like mouse silent in this district. But you maybe look a little out of place because, you clearly don't work here. The workers are either the kind of classic-looking, Victorian-looking coal miner type, or some of the adventurers that are going towards these guilds, maybe some tinkerers. The building you actually find, Michaelis Artificery, is a huge building. It's pretty massive. It looks like it's 2 stories high. You know that there's a basement. You understand the general layout from the maps that you've witnessed, and it's a fully gated off building. So you arrive, you see a huge gate with spikes at the top of it, an entrance which seems to be guarded by 2 guardsmen. You can see there are lights on in the building. There's about 50 feet or so of open ground before you can get into the building itself. You can scope out where you need to go. You can see on the close side, as in the sort of the inner side, the north side of the building itself, is the storage room entry, the skylight that you'd have to climb up onto the ground floor roof and gain access to. But you also see a patrol of night watchmen moving around. There's 4 of them and 2 constructs that are kind of following these 4 night watchmen, and they just seem to be doing the rounds of the doing an anti-clockwise, or what do you call it, counter-clockwise route around this thing. In fact, make me an investigation check. Get an intellect-based check out of you as well.
12.
12. It takes them about 5 minutes to do one
Okay.
round.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was just trying to, be useful so that when we try to break in, maybe we can have an advantage on that roll, because I sat here and I waited and I watched.
Yeah.
But
you scout the place out. Meanwhile, we catch up with Slips, who's kind of loitering around one of the buildings at the center of one of these thoroughfares, the church to one side, the refinery to the other, and then the rest of the sprawling undersea to the north. Eventually, Slips, you do see moving towards you Castor Oceans, this kind of older man, this night watchman, casually walking along, doesn't really seem to have a care in the world, heading in your direction.
Can I attempt to walk past him and pick his pocket?
You absolutely can, yes. That will be a... When you say walk past him, you're just walking past him, or are you doing this?
I would like to be stealthy about it,
work?
but I'm not trying to look like a shady person, if you know what I mean. I'm just kind of like a person who's walking and being... It's still stealthing, I guess, but not trying to draw attention to themselves.
You're just
a person going
just
somewhere.
a little guy. Just a little guy walking along.
Just going to get a sandwich.
You're going to heading up to Phil's. Give me a sleight of hand check then, please.
I'm aiming to grab a pouch or something, anything.
All right.
It's a 26.
26. You're picking his actual pocket or the satchel that he's wearing?
Steal
Whatever's
the sandwich.
easiest to access. I'm not stealing his sandwich, though I really want to. I'm going to try and, anything small that he has that maybe he's, hanging off a belt.
He doesn't have anything hanging off of a belt. He
Okay, then I
has
will try to
pockets
slip my hand
and a satchel
into his satchel and grab literally anything from it. And if there's nothing, then just
he
grab the
has the
satchel.
pin that he's wearing.
There's a pin on his chest
Okay,
as well.
would I
but
be able to get the pin, though? On the way past with a 26?
Are you going for the pin?
How big is the satchel?
Pretty big, and it's bulging because there's a big spicy fish steak hanging out of the top of it. I'll give you the idea. The pin is hard to get. The pocket's easier. The satchel's easiest.
I think I'll go for the
Pickpocket.
satchel.
Okay. And you're after a pouch. Something like that?
Anything small, something small and a personal item. It could be the fish stick, but I'm thinking something small and personal that he'll actually
Roll me
care
a
about.
d4.
Anything. Okay.
We'll do that.
3.
You pull out a set of keys. And like as soon as your fingers touch it, it's too late. They're about to make noise. You squish them together so that they just become like one wedge
Pinch,
of metal.
and then immediately
your hand is out and you're past him.
So I want to walk a little bit further down the street. And then I want to just stoop forward and quite loudly pick up some keys.
Okay.
And go, "Oi, mate, I think you dropped these? Are these yours?"
Roll me a deception check.
Nice.
And yeah.
And like I'm holding them up as well. And jingling them.
Yeah,
An
okay.
18?
18. He at first sort of doesn't react and then sort of stops and then spins and turns and looks at you. Looks you up and down. And again, you're like kind of scruffy, right? You're in like, you cloaked up.
Yeah.
Do you look like a rogue?
I'll at that point I'll pull my hood down and go, "Sorry, you know what it's like down these streets, but I think you dropped your keys, I guess."
He immediately looks at you, looks down at his bag, whips open the top of it, pushes the fish steak aside and says, "My keys, huh? Hey, come on, give me my keys." Holds his hand
I hold
out.
them up. Come and get them. I don't want to be pickpocketed in this
You trying to
street. Have you
shake
seen
me
what it's
down?
like
Come
here?
on, you can't be shaking me down.
Do I look like I need to shake you down?
It's a Tuesday.
Do I look
Come
like
on.
I could?
Come on, it's a Tuesday. He starts looking around everywhere. He does not walk
I'm
towards
looking
you
around
at all.
and I'm trying to be like, am I being scammed? But I'm actually just looking for salt.
He looks around and says, "Am I being scammed? Come on."
Yeah, before you even pickpocketed him, you would have already tracked me because I'm walking like
You're pretty
behind.
close.
I'm
Okay.
like 20 seconds behind him, but like I'm clearly watching this whole thing go down, and you can see that I'm looking to
Are
see
there
what you're
any
trying to
other
do.
people around us right now?
Roll me a d20. You know the rules. 1 is there's no one, and 20 is it's busy as hell.
Ooh,
Another 4.
that's a 4.
Not many people. Like I think, like 2 workers had just walked past you, and they kind of like turn and see the commotion. I think, you know what? I'm gonna roll for their interest on this situation. They do slow down and stop and kind of like turn, and they're like interested. It's just clearly like two guys. One's a halfling, one's a human. They stop, they turn, they're covered in soot and filth and grime. One of them's like taking his gloves off and like poking them into his pocket as the two of them kind of look. And Salt, you walk past these guys because you're just a little delayed here, and you hear them go, "Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, something's up. Is he being robbed? Someone's being robbed. What is he shouting about? Hey, no shake! You're shaking me down. Come on, give me my keys." And then
I
stop
hold them
and they
out to
start
him, but like
watching this.
just slightly out of his range. I'm just like quite clearly trying to look like I'm giving them to him. I'm not interested. Are there any like alleyways nearby that I could like urge him into once no one's looking, or are we in the middle of like
pretty
Brett,
busy
did you
area?
Did you say you were rolling to see how interested the witnesses were?
Yeah, I was just going to pick, like, if you were walking along and then someone, this started happening, I feel like there's a 50-50 shot, if you're in a big city, that you'd be like, I couldn't care less about this, and let's see if this develops into something, I can film it for TikTok. And they started, they pulled out iPhones. But in terms of alleyways, it's a pretty broad stretch of road.
Right, okay.
But I'd say on the mining square side of things, there is maybe an alleyway that is in no use at the moment. That you could bundle him into if you were if you're good at bundling people into alleyways, I guess.
Okay.
Can I
okay.
insight check him?
This is
Funnily enough, that's on his TikTok profile.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I hope this doesn't backfire. When I see that this is going down and what she's trying to do, I'm gonna stop and point at her, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, hey, get her! She took my wallet earlier," and I'm gonna start running towards you.
Okay.
His hand goes to his sword at this point. I knew it. I knew this was a scam.
I'm going to throw his keys into the alleyway.
Hey, come on!
I'm gonna run the other way.
I am like trying from the angle I'm approaching from on purpose. I am chasing you toward that alley.
Okay.
I am corralling you into
Fine,
the alley.
I won't throw them. Then I will hold them in my hand and I will jingle them. I'll put them in my pocket and I'm gonna run into that alleyway.
I come back here and I'm chasing her now like she took something.
Okay,
from
yeah.
me.
Salt, make me a deception check, and I hate to tell you, a lot will hinge on this as to whether he dives into the alleyway after the two of you.
Okay.
The way I am just sat here like, let's fucking go.
Eating your Phil sandwich.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Okay,
luck.
where's my
Don't
super
forget
high
you have inspiration.
my super high charisma score? Go. A flat 10. Wait, I'm sorry. That's a flat 19.
Would you look at that?
I'm using my portent.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Yeah, the
You see a
divination
version
wizard
of this
flashes
go
the future.
very wrong.
Yeah. I see. I think what I see is every single variation of her trying to talk this guy into approaching or taking the keys or trying to bait it. No matter what she says, there's no way he ever takes the bait. And seeing all that, that's when I'm like, hey, you took my wallet. And I start running towards her because I know he'll like, with backup, he'd go for it.
Yeah, and he does. He puts his hand to his sword, but he doesn't draw it, and he runs into the alleyway after you. Again, sort of favoring his left leg. He has a little hobble on his right side, but he still seems relatively dexterous as he runs into the alleyway, chasing after Salt, who's chasing after Slip. The two of you get into the alleyway. About halfway down, you recognize that those two people that were watching, they were like, they're gone. They don't seem to be following. The two of you run into the alleyway. No one in the alleyway. Almost completely pitch dark in here. 3 humans, because he's a human too, run into this very dark alleyway. And what do you do? Get back here! Come on! Give me my keys!
I just keep chasing her until, because she's in the front. So I'm kind of waiting for her to say, all right, this is a good spot. Because she's further
I will
ahead.
be running until I have. If it's this one right here, it goes round a corner.
Yeah, we'll say it is.
Is it a nice shadowy, quiet, dark area?
Yeah, mining square is empty.
Cool. I will then peek, or I'll literally dash around that corner and then just stop and pull my weapons out.
Yeah.
And I'll go, oi, bug off!
Okay. Next in line, Salt, you're chasing.
Yeah,
She dashes around that corner. You see out of the corner of your eye, like as you run around the corner, there's just like glints of what, metal daggers? What do you got?
Yeah.
Weapons?
Yeah, I got a dagger and I got a short sword, and I'm just standing there like, okay, let's go.
Okay. I will run around the corner, see her, and then just immediately. Well, I take like one step further around the corner so he can't see that I've stopped. I want him like still running in. So like I keep going, and then as soon as I'm around the corner with her, I just turn around and get my weapon. Get my weapon ready. Well, actually, I'm a wizard, so I turn around and I get a spell ready. Like I'm gonna just blast this guy, so he's gonna run around the corner into both of us being hostile.
Yeah, he rushes around the corner. What do you two do? Get back here! What is it that happens?
Oh boy, oh boy.
I think at this point we don't have much of an option but to subdue him. So I think I just attack as he comes around the corner.
Okay, what do you attack with?
I am
I'm
going
watching
to...
you for like a sign of what to do, because I'm this is new for me, so I'm like,
Okay, as he comes around the corner, I probably just firebolt him in the face. To be honest,
Can you do non-lethal with spell?
Well, I'm assuming that since we've established that this guy is trained and he's carrying a sword and he's a captain of the guard, I don't think a firebolt is going to one-shot him. I think he's actually fairly strong.
I'd love to tell you a parable about a time that I thought Mindsliver would not in a Brad campaign, and it absolutely crit and killed him.
And okay, so a firebolt goes. This is like slow mo, like a firebolt goes off. In this moment, you were sort of waiting for the ghost signal to slip. You see the alleyway like lights up. It was just with light, you know, this flame igniting. What do you do?
I would would have like turned my short sword around because I was prepared to bonk him on the head with the hilt of the pommel of the short sword. I was like not going in for a stab. I was going to try and hit him in the head.
Okay. Are you still
So
going
that's
to try
my
and do
goal.
that? All right.
Yeah, I was still going to try and hit him in the head, but I'm like watching the firebolt now going, have I misread this situation?
I think, I mean, I don't know if you can insight check mid combat because obviously I'm not explaining anything to you. We don't have time. But
No.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm helping.
Both of you make me attack rolls, please.
Okay.
Okay. Should I do it with my short sword just?
Yes, it's the same thing.
Cool.
It's just non-lethal damage.
There we go. 23.
23 to hit. That hits.
I have a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. Hits. Give me the damage, both of you. Non-lethal from Slip.
Oh, well, I rolled a 1, so I got a 5.
5.
Would it count as a sneak attack for her as she comes around the corner? Also, where's the damage button on Firebolt?
It should just be in the same spot on the right.
There. Now it's visible. Okay.
Yeah, do you want to apply sneak attack damage to this? I'll allow it. He's right
think I
next to you, which
probably
means he's right next
should.
to Salt.
Yeah, I should. So that's 1d6, right?
Yeah.
Why is it giving me 2d6?
It's 1d6 every 2 levels. We're level 3, so you have 2d6.
Okay. I apologize. Then yes, it can still be non-lethal though, right? Because that's a 9.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so 9. What did you have before?
5.
5. So
14.
14
So I
non-lethal.
do 5, you do 14.
A firebolt lights up. There's a brief moment of light in the alleyway that you're kind of taken aback by. He turns around the corner. His blade comes out, and it's slightly too late, but you recognize that he's very awkwardly pulling this thing from the scabbard. It gets kind of caught in the scabbard. He stumbles to his left, and then he's hit by a firebolt, and then something else clocks him in the temple. He spins around, hair on fire and smoldering, and then just lands awkwardly, rolls over. His bastard sword comes out of the scabbard. It is as clean and as unused as the day it was bought, as it rolls out across the alleyway. He rolls over twice he just goes "Ugh," and then rolls over and is completely at Roblox oof, lands on the ground
Roblox, oof.
and is totally knocked out, just laying there, just ugly breathing is the best way to describe it. A sort of a red mark on one side of his head, but his hair is on fire and smoldering, and it does look like it's going to do some severe damage.
I'll quickly pat out the fire.
Oh my god.
And as I'm putting the fire out, I'll go, good hit. I think you got him.
You too. What the?
Can I mind treat someone who's unconscious, or do we have to wake him up
I think you have
and
to
then
wake
knock
them
him
up.
out again?
Good point. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they have to be conscious.
Okay.
Do they?
Let me check.
Oops.
I
We can
didn't
look it
think
up
we
though.
were.
I don't know.
I didn't think we were gonna one shot the guy.
I told you. If we could just go back to the parable moment.
Yeah.
So my, by the way, my notes are any attempt to physically subdue him work.
Incredible.
And I just want to stay for the record. I made this entire this is 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks of this. We're missing an Elspeth, which is very sad. We're all very sad, but I'm the saddest because I had to make this. I had 45 minutes to make it. And
That's not true.
any complaints are going to elspethteastman@hotmail.co.uk. No, I didn't spend. It was more than 45 minutes, but it was a compressed amount of time that I had to bang this out. So there are random notes in here that say things like any attempt to subdue him, full stop, work, full stop, and that's what I've written down underneath that. So
So like, I think Slip nudges Salt at this point and goes, "Okay, Dippy, now what do we do?"
I am already opening his satchel because you said he's got like a whole bunch of stuff in here.
yes,
And
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just
some
like
fish.
I'm
There's
going
a spicy
through it,
fish steak.
and the first thing I do is grab the sandwich, break it in half, hand half to Slip without even breaking my stride. I'm just like, sandwich here, and then immediately
I'm like
digging.
nervously eating the sandwich. I don't even care what's in it. I'm just like, oh my god.
I'm digging through the satchel with one hand, eating the sandwich with the other hand, and I'm hoping that I don't have to do any mind reading shenanigans, because maybe he has this week's password written in his personal belongings. That'd be too convenient, probably, but I gotta check. And if I can't
I pull
find
out the
it,
key and I show it to him as well. I'm like, I got his keys.
right? But those are probably house keys. They said the vault is a password, right? And I'm here, and I like half of his belongings, like whatever it randomly. I just scoop up like half of it and just offload it to Slip immediately.
I'm
just kind of push it
rummaging
into you.
through
And
eating
go,
the sandwich and rummaging.
and say, check if he's got a password on him, and if he doesn't have it, we're gonna have to wake him up so I can read his mind.
Brad's notes say any attempt to find a password succeed.
They don't. It's not far off. Roll me investigation checks, please, the two of you.
Sure. Investigation.
15.
19.
15 and 19. Yeah, so you find a sandwich, fish steaks sandwich with some hot sauce on it, so it's pretty spicy. You start eating that, Slips. You also have some keys. There are 4 keys on this thing. One of them you know to be the door key that he locked his front door with, but there are 3 other keys, and they all look very different. You split the other stuff. There is there's a change of clothing, but it's not the full outfit. It's a white shirt that seems to be in here as well. You also find 2 pieces of folded paper. On one of the pieces of folded paper, it says 7777, 4 sevens in a row. And on the other piece of paper, it says, I'm sorry, I think it's January. Hold on, I don't know why I'd split this way, because I'm an idiot. Oh, January 12029NC. So essentially a date. So I'll write this down for you guys as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is written on 2 pieces of paper. You also see. Oh no, that's written on 1 piece of paper. Sorry, and then on the second piece of paper, you see this. It says 320071VB, and then it says in quotations, all coin invested shall be replaced. So this is on page 2, and the other one is on page 1. Just for the sake of, we might need this next week, I'll make it a bit clearer for you guys. So that is what you find on the 2 pieces of paper, and that's it. That's all he has in the satchel.
Okay. Yeah. As we finish going through it, and we both end up pulling up these notes, I'll look at it and say, that might be the vault code. It's not for certain, though.
It could be. I mean,
Well,
surely, if we try to use it and we're wrong,
then we're probably dead.
yeah.
Well, if we want to play it safe, then we're gonna have to wake him back up so I can dig through his head. But we shouldn't do that.
Can you give me a second? And I pull a disguise kit out of my. It's a bit late, but I'm I don't want him to look at my face too much, so I'm gonna pull the disguise kit that I carry, and it has different makeup, and I don't know what else does a disguise kit contain. Can it have
I think it's
makeup,
predominantly
brushes,
makeup.
Right. Okay.
For the most part, it might say actually you have.
I think it. So it says use action is to craft a costume, but it says utilize apply makeup.
I think it's because
know.
there's 2 different uses for a disguise kit. There's a short-term one that's what you do in 10 minutes, and there's one that you can do on a long rest, which is fully make a hardcore disguise. But I don't really care either way. What you did on Tooth last week, when it was just the anime puff of smoke, and then Tooth comes out as multiple different very famous characters from movies Tooth is dressed up as like a Gundam, and then you were like, nah, we'll do something else, and he comes out and he's like Bilbo Baggins, and you're like, no, do it again, and you come out and Tooth is like sort of dressed as an old man.
I think I'll basically
so I
just
think
like
that's
try
what
to
that
tie my
is,
hair back
yeah.
in such a way that I don't normally wear it. I'll like wipe off all of the dirt that is on my face because that's kind of customary because I get mucky a lot. And I pull my cloak closed so you can't see the tears in the rest of my clothes, and I put some makeup on to just make my face look different.
Okay. And then you attempt to wake him up.
Are we in a good place to do so? I think would be my first question. Like, can people see us here? Are we being watched? I know we chased him down an alley, so we're off the main road. But like, do I need to like pull him into a corner somewhere? I just want to make sure we're in a secure location before we do it.
It's not the ideal place, but there's no better close place to do this.
Okay, so this is probably as good as it's gonna get. All right. She's like making a disguise and all this stuff, and I'm just like, I just pull a mask over my face. Simpler solution. I just
I'm
mask
pulling
up.
this down as well.
The old West style.
Yeah, literally like a Wild West train robber bandana style across the face, and say, "All right, we wake him up. I dig through his head. When we get the number, I knock him back out or off him. I don't care."
Okay.
And then.
Do you need me to restrain him? I could tie him up.
Look at that sword. He ain't never used it a day in his life. I don't think he's gonna try anything stupid.
Well, then he doesn't need it for now, and
I take it away so that he can't use it.
Yeah, put it out of reach. I mean, we have rope in our adventuring bags, right? You know what? Just tie his hands just in case. Maybe it'll make him more compliant.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want to tie his hands.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll just start doing the hey, wake
Slapping
up.
him awake. Yeah, a few slaps later, he sort of like...
A few slaps later, name of the episode.
A few slaps later.
So you write it down, because now I have to do it. You know, I have an annoying
I
rule.
realized as soon as I said it, I probably shouldn't have.
That's the rule. The rule is the rule. There's nothing worse for me than when I'm watching like something and someone says, that's the title of the episode, and I look at the title and it isn't that. I hate that. I don't know why I hate it, but I hate it.
Nothing worse than that.
There's nothing in this world
Nothing
worse
for you in particular than that.
And a few slaps later, he kind of comes to, his eyes like sort of unfocused for a moment, and then he says, hey, wait, come on, what's going on here?
What's going on is you're going to answer a couple of questions if you want to live, or you can play coy
not
if you want to die.
again. What do you want?
I'm gonna hold up. Well, first off, I'm casting Detect Thoughts, so I have it going because the spell is ongoing, and then I'm going to hold up the paper that had the 7777 on it, and I'm going to say, "Your vault code is wrong," and the reason I'm saying it that way
is that you hear, no, it isn't. That's the vault code for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I just ask him what is the vault code, his thought might be, I can't tell him or they'll kill me or something like that. So I instead give him a wrong piece of information and I listen.
So funny because I was literally going to ask him the same question when you were coming around the corner.
Yeah, well, it works.
This is wrong.
It works.
I was going to be like, this is wrong.
That's the vault code for the next 24 hours.
Gotcha. So yeah, the 777. I show him that one. It has the sevens and the date on it, and I just say your vault code is wrong, and I listen for how he mentally reacts to seeing this paper.
Yeah, that's the vault code. That's the same vault code.
Okay,
and it's always been 777. That's the one they gave me today.
Okay, and then I hold up the other code, the one that has the 320071VB and the coins comment, and I say, this investment is never going to work. And I listen to hear how he's going to...
That doesn't make any sense. Shit, they know my account number.
That's his account number. Okay. All right. And then I think that's all I really needed. And then say, all right, well, it's a good thing there's no one...
Wait.
What?
The keys. What are the keys for?
Oh, did you want your house key back?
Of course I want my house key back.
Okay, but can I keep your garage key? And I'm gonna point to one of the other keys with the wrong info again.
That's not a garage key. That's my mother's house's key.
Okay. And then I'm gonna take the third key on the ring, not the one that I just pointed at, the third key, and say, "What about your mom's house key?"
That's
And
not
it's the
my
wrong
mom's house key.
He just
That's
keeps
the
falling for
gate
it.
key.
Yeah. Oh no.
The gate key. Okay, I just go down the line. If these are all his personal keys, I'm just whatever. I just throw them in his lap. And assuming that none of them are related to the vault, I just give him his personal keys back. And I think that's everything, except I will say, all right, well, it's a good thing there's all that extra security tonight, right?
There's no extra security.
And then I just silently message Slip and say, got it.
I go, nice. And then I say, thanks for the sandwich.
Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me.
Are you just starting to walk away?
I'm just gonna like walk further down the alleyway. I'm not leaving.
My voice immediately rings back and says, "That's your signal to knock him out."
Oh, you want me to knock him out? Okay.
You don't need to knock me out. You don't need to.
Bonk. I
Knock
didn't
him
know you
out.
were done.
When I said "got it," that meant I was done. All right, let's go. And I'll yeah, I just throw the papers, the keys, everything back down. I don't need anything else off of this guy.
Yeah. You eat the whole sandwich.
I eat the half I was given.
Okay, I'm asking Slip.
Also, the bastard sword. I'm holding it before we leave. I look at it, and I look
Actually-
up at Salt.
Functionally a long sword.
Hold on, I have to roll to see how malnourished I am.
Okay.
And that will dictate whether I steal this man's sandwich. So, like on a 20, I am well fed, but like on a 1, I'm a starving street rat. So let's see.
I'm just starving, so I ate the thing you gave me.
Oh, a 16. Okay, in that case, well, I see how ravenously you're eating it. I just hand you the other half of the sandwich.
Oh.
Here. And then
Thanks.
start moving.
The sword, do we give it back to him? It looked like it might be worth some money.
You're the most generous thief I've ever met if you're thinking of giving people's stuff back. And
No, I just don't
keep-
want to get caught.
I don't really answer. I think now that I've got the code, I'm moving quickly because I know we're on a clock.
I look at it, and I look at him, and I think, I don't really have anywhere to store it if we're going to be going on the job right now.
It's a pretty
I drop it on the
clunky
floor.
long sword to be bringing along.
Yeah, I just drop it on the floor, but I'm like really, really angry about it.
Yeah, it probably is worth a little bit of money. It does look like a nice one. It looks like probably a gift or something he got.
Since
you know.
since Detect Thoughts is still running, I can hear what she's thinking, and I will just respond with, "Don't you have a drop spot and a fence?"
Not anywhere near here.
Just
Like,
throw it
how
on the
soon
roof.
are we going there? I don't have time.
We're going now. Just throw the sword on the roof or something if you want to sell it later.
Okay, I'll do it like closer to there, and I point to the corner because I don't want it to be anywhere near him, but I also don't want it to be anywhere near where we're going.
I think there's kind of a funny moment where I am mid-sentence, where I'm saying, "All right, well, make up your mind," and then like halfway through it, I switch from speaking with my mouth to I am far enough away that you're now hearing me in your head, because I switched to the message spell like telepathy on the fly. Like you get the impression that I do this a lot because it happens smoothly.
I'm like confused by it, but I'm like looking for either a roof or a like hollowed out tree trunk or a bush or somewhere that I can stash something. It might go missing, but you know.
Yeah, hollowed out tree trunk's a bit of a tall order. You can find a bush or a roof though. Yeah, you just
I'll
tell
chuck
me
it on
how
a
you do
roof.
it. Yeah, completely fine. Whoop, up it goes, lands on a roof,
I'll come back for it later.
slides down a couple of tiles, gets caught in the guttering. Looks pretty solid. Yeah. And the two of you make your way out of the mining square, down past the refinery, bit busier, bit louder, and down past the Dwarves Guild, and make your way to the Michaelis Artificery, where somewhere hidden amongst the shadows and bushes that are out there is Luella somewhere. What are you doing? Still scouting the place out?
Yeah, I think during that whole thing is when I was scouting everything. So when they show up, I'll fill you all in on basically the route and the time, and then I'll say, "Did you get it?"
I just nod. I nod, and then I say, "Clock's ticking. He's going to be late for work, so we got to move."
All right, we have about 3 minutes left before they rotate. Do you want to wait?
No, I think the quicker the better.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't done anything suspicious yet to rouse them, right?
No, but they circle about every 5 minutes.
Okay.
You've got a
So-
12-foot fence in front of you that is one of those old, like, classic Victorian iron-gated fences with the almost like spear arrow tops at the top, just going all the way along. It's completely vaultable, like it's not impenetrable, like 12 feet up. You know, it doesn't look like enchanted. It doesn't look necessarily more dangerous than anything else, but it's still a 12-foot thing that you need to get over. Unless you want to go through the actual gate itself, which is guarded with 2 guards and would have to be opened.
Are these these guards standing there the ones that she's talking about replacing, or are these guys just static and they're just there the whole time?
Yeah, there's a gate on the south side. You're at the kind of north corner, which is like the access gate, like a huge access gate to the compound itself. The guards that are circling are a group of 4 guards and 2 constructs that are just doing a sort of an anti-clockwise route around the entire outside of the building constantly.
Okay. So I'll probably look at Luella.
You're
well,
very much in gloom as well, by the way. You can see the
Okay.
guards that are at the gate because they probably have lanterns. So you can see them, or you can at least see the flicker of the lantern to the south side of the compound. Where you are, and sort of just generally around there, it is pretty gloomy and pretty dark. There's some light spilling out from the windows inside the building. In fact, you can see there are people moving around in the building. Not a lot, but it isn't completely like shut down overnight.
Okay. Well, she just said that we have 3 minutes before the guards finish circling around. I'm assuming that patrol
rotation.
is separate from the guys that are
Correct.
at the gate, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I think
there are, I think, 4 human guards and 2 constructs.
okay.
So we've lost 2 minutes if you don't want to wait for that rotation.
Yeah, I don't think we wait. I think we go now. Where should we jump over?
Over there. And I'll point to wherever would give us that advantage roll since I've been scouting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. And I just follow her to whichever spot she's scouted out.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're walking over, I will tell both of them, in case we get separated, the code was literally just 7777 for the record.
Okay. Should we have a meeting point in case things go sideways?
Back at the sandwich shop.
Okay.
It's gonna do the final scene of this entire
it
thing.
has to be
is the
Ocean's 11, but at Phil's. 100% same
there.
page, baby. Just slowly peeling away with your sandwich from Phil's. It's perfect.
Yep.
Okay, how do you want to scale the gate or the fence?
If I can, during the scouting situation, if I can assume that the safest way to do it is to like throw up, rope and then scale it, then I will have pre-knotted that rope just to say
you don't
that's what gives us
even
that
really
advantage.
need rope. You can climb up this thing and just jump
perfect.
over it if you want, but
Yeah.
it is a kind of it's a tall and an awkward climb, and if you really screw it up at the top, you could either injure yourself or get caught on the spikes.
Then I will have set aside like
One time I was breaking into a graveyard and I jumped over this exact
The
fence
pants.
that I'm describing, and it caught
Mhm.
my. I had
Oh,
like
no.
a big puffer
That
jacket,
happened to me!
and it caught
Yeah.
me, and I was dangling for ages, and it was really annoying. That time to get off.
That
and I was-
happened to
Yeah.
me with my pants.
Yeah, I was
My
gonna
dr-
say it's
my
always
jeans.
the pants, bro.
Yeah.
It's always the
Mine
fucking
ripped.
bottom of the
It's one of
the bottom of
those.
the pants.
It's
Yeah.
one of those type of gates, fences.
Okay.
Sorry.
So in that case, I think I will have prepped some rope because I've been sitting here for a while. So I think I gauged the distance of the
Now's a
gate.
good time to let you know about the flashback mechanic that I forgot to tell you about. Each of you
Oh,
on your sheets
okay. I
was
should see
wondering
one
about
of one flashbacks under your like skills page.
Oh yes. Okay. Cool.
This is a straight up Deus Ex Machina that you can use to do pretty much anything as long as it makes sense, which is essentially if you want to
Like what I'm
consume
doing.
this,
Yeah.
it is I hit a rope here earlier. I brought this with me. If you were trying to break
Oh.
into a place, you bribed a guard,
Mhm.
you did this, you did that. Obviously, you'd have to do it within the confines of what we've got in the narrative here. But if you want to flashback to,
Okay.
oh, I have this and I brought this with me predominantly, you can do that. It's essentially just, I think, more of a fun way for me to not have to guess what your characters might have on them. But you can't be
I
like,
think we have rope though. Right?
flashback, I remember I went to this thing and I trained to level 20. Flashback, I have like the most insane arcane item on me. But like you can do a minor little thing here if you want to be like, flashback, I have money. A flashback, I have this. Flashback, I have that. So if you want to use that, it's literally Blades in the Dark mechanic.
Yeah.
In
That's
this.
awesome.
So you've got one of those. You can use that whenever you want for whatever you want. So if you want to say you have rope, you can.
Do you think I wouldn't have
I
rope
think-
other than that? Because I don't want to use it if I don't have to here.
I think one of you
it might be better
has-
to use it inside.
I
To be
do have
fair,
rope.
I literally
Check your
just tied the
packs.
guy up with rope because
yeah,
I
I
assumed
thought
that
so
we
too.
had it.
Yeah.
Well, don't
I
forget
have rope in my burglar's pack.
Yeah,
check,
that's what
don't
I
forget
thought
in your inventory at the top there is an image of a
Yeah.
bag that is an actual
Yeah.
clickable inventory that will have
yeah,
stuff in
it
it.
says we've got rope. I just wasn't sure if
You guys
that
have
was
got
being
different
retconned or anything like that.
bags.
Yeah. I have rope then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have lovely. I have the scholar bag. I have pen and ink.
You could have
Very
used my
useful.
rope. It's fine.
Yeah, I borrowed her rope.
Okay, yeah. So you don't need to blow a flashback on this, but you do have that
Okay.
mechanic if you want to use it.
That's super fucking cool.
It is.
Yeah. I think that, while I've been sitting here, I gauged the distance up to the top and I made like a pretty loose kind of rope to just throw up on the top of the fence and then help us up very quickly. It's very loose, so I don't have to be super precise with the throw. So I'll just kind of, as we approach, I kind of lasso, throw it up there, and then I step to the side to let them scale first.
Okay. Whoever wants to attempt this can make me a dexterity or an athletics check, and since you're using this rope, you can have advantage.
Okay.
I'll do a dexterity check.
I think it's immediately evident that I am not as athletic as these two.
I rolled an 18.
18?
Um,
Yeah, this is. How does this look? It's beautiful.
I think it looks very practiced. She immediately starts scaling this really quickly and then kind of springs to the top, balancing so that she's not putting any of her clothing or herself at risk. Despite the fact that she's got ripped clothes, she does still try to keep things good because she doesn't get to replace them often. To stop the spikes from like tearing anything, and then literally just kind of hops down as if it was kind of like a very basic parkour, like nothing special, but
Yeah.
she's used to kind of jumping around everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Very springy.
it's a very springy approach. It makes it look easy. Whips over the top of this thing, and then Luella, similar, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I think you're probably a little stockier, a little bigger. I think you're a little stronger.
Yeah, I also think I am trying to mostly use my arms and not my legs to lower the sound, and then it just becomes clear that I'm just not strong enough yet with my arms like I would like to be. That upper body strength, and so eventually I start to use my legs and climb over.
You do so. You get over to the other side. Salt.
I rolled 13 on acrobatics.
Okay.
And assuming that's high enough to vault the fence successfully, I will
It is.
say it ain't pretty.
Not as pretty.
I'm
Yeah.
I am obviously not as agile as these other two, and I am clearly more of a talker. Like, I'm the con artist, the scammer, the planner, and I'm not that agile. So I get over it just by virtue of being a street rat. You know, I have at least some degree of mobility, but it's not particularly. It's obviously not my strong suit.
I mean, you will make it over at least, and it isn't pretty, but it isn't so ugly that you completely ruin this and make noise or draw attention to yourselves or anything like that. You're able to get over to the other side. Salt lowers himself down. Luella is able to sort of like loosen the rope off of the top and quickly coil it back up again, and you guys are able to make it over to the north corner of this building. You know that on the top of this building here is the skylight, the entranceway that was pointed out to you by Monday as part of the minor bit of scouting that he already did for you and provided you on these maps. So you have to get to this is a 2-floor or 2-story building. But this part of it, this storage room, seems to be sort of like sticking out from the back of the building and is only 1 story high, which is why it's like accessible. Otherwise, you'd have to go all the way to the roof of the building. So you've now got like another 3 meters to climb up to get on top of this building. It's a little less obviously easy to get up there, but there is guttering and then a guttering pipe that you could potentially climb up, or you can attempt to use the rope again. But there isn't anything like the spikes on the fence to quickly and easily lasso.
Can I?
But you can get creative. You can tell me how you do it.
Can I have a feat called second story work.
Oh yeah,
which
you're just
means I'm
Spider-Man.
Trained
Yeah.
to climb things.
Yeah, you have the
So I
Assassin's
would like to
Creed
climb
thing where
the
you
gutter.
just run
Yeah.
towards the building and then just start mounting.
Just start like scrambling up. But
Yeah.
I'd like to try and drop the rope down to help them climb.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you sort of, by the time I think that Salt is back down off of the fence and Luella's bringing the rope over and coiling it up and turning around, you snatch the rope and then over one shoulder and then mount up this thing, climb up the guttering, leap up over the top of it, look around for something to tie the rope to, find like a just a piece of iron that's sort of part of the structural integrity of the first floor, tie a knot to that, and then throw the rope down to the other two. You guys, I think for this, you'll need to make me athletics checks because this is just straight strength to climb in this way.
Okay. If we are climbing but assisted by a rope, do we not have advantage on it?
You can have advantage, yes, sorry. You can have advantage, but it is athletics.
Let's go, 0 strength wizard. 15.
Who's going first?
Mine's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I go second over the fence, and I go second here. I'm waiting till one of them goes first, and one of them can catch me because I don't trust my climbing skills.
In that case, yeah, Luella, the rope comes down. You sort of steady it at the bottom, and then Salt, you begin climbing up. It's not too bad. Like you, one arm over the other, legs sort of on the wall. It's only 3 meters that you have to get up to at the top. Slips puts a hand down and helps you climb up over the top of this thing. Luella, as you grab the rope of this thing and then begin to climb up, you hear the as the patrol are probably coming around the north side of the building. You've probably got about 60 seconds to do this. Why is this 9 a fail? Or do you want to do something else?
I want to do something else.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I'll use Tactical Mind, which lets me roll a 1d10 and add it. It's using my second wind, and if I don't succeed, then it doesn't use the second wind. So that would be a 4 added on top. Does that succeed?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're distracted for a moment. It looks to us like you stumble, but you recognize that you've got moments before the patrol comes around this corner. You find your footing and then bring yourself arm over arm, leg over leg as you get over to the top of this thing, and then quickly pulls the rope up. We see the edge of the rope make it over the top of the building as the night watchmen pass around from the bottom. Predominantly you hear the sound of like metal on stone, and you see these two sort of very bare bones constructs. There are constructs that are part of the City Watch that are bigger. They have better plating and better armor on them. They also like outfit them with armor that looks like it would be like a helm or armor that you might find breastplates and stuff like that. It's unnecessary technically. It's just to make them look more appealing to the public. Here they don't have any of that. These are like T100s, you know, like when you see them without the skin and stuff on them, these Terminators, they're just like these skeletal figures. They're just metal on metal with sort of like little pneumatic elements of them, and at the center there is one of those Vianthrosite hearts that are kind of held in place in this thing, and it's moving this thing around the building. It has a small tiny little head with no features on it, arms, legs, and it's carrying what looks like a kind of a lance or a halberd. In front of it are 4 night watchmen. Looks like 3 humans and an orc. They're kind of muttering to themselves. They just seem to be casually talking. You don't get the sense that they've seen you, and you guys are all up there completely still as they move around from underneath you. Quiet night, innit? Yeah. Did you hear that? Just the wind, you know, whatever, that kind of thing, as they move around the corner. You know, you let them get a decent bit away from you, and then you see it underneath you. It's more of a hatch than a modern day looking skylight, but it does have glass in the top of this thing. So you can see down into an empty looking storeroom that just seems to store what looks to you like food and sacks of grain and things, which is bizarre because this is a place of work, but it seems like it's some sort of like food storage room for maybe the workers that live or that work in here. As you look at it, however, it is just kind of a big metal hatch with a circular glass window, and then the thing looks completely sealed, and there's a lock that sits on the top of this thing that is a padlock that you would need to deal with right now.
The padlock is on the hatch, you're saying?
The thing is is closed and is padlocked tight.
Okay. I think once
you
the
can lift it
patrol-
up like an inch, so it's not like locked in any other way or held down in anything other than its weight. But there is a padlock that stops you from fully opening the thing.
Gotcha.
Do you want to get in there? I can do it, I think.
Yeah, take a crack at it, because I don't think there's any other way in. It was this or the sewers, remember?
I move forward, and I would like to try and use thieves' tools to pick the lock.
Okay, give me a thieves' tools check. I don't really know what that does on these.
I think
sheets,
it's just sleight of hand now, but
It has.
I think it
I
is
have the
as well,
tools,
but-
and I can roll those. And I got a 22.
Is that better than your? Is a 4 + 2 better than your sleight of
Let me
hand?
double check. Sleight of hand would be better.
yeah, I think
It would be an extra +2, I think.
Okay, so we'll take the 24.
Or actually, yeah, it would be an extra +2.
Okay. 24. It takes you a minute or two here as we see sort of Slip take out some little tools and begin picking this lock quietly. A few clicks later, and the thing opens. You take the padlock off. You got to lift the hatch. It's very heavy. Maybe 2 of you get on either side of it and lift the thing quietly, rather than like turn the thing over very quietly. And now you just have a 3-meter drop into the room, which you can just attempt to do, or you can do safely, entirely up to you, or quietly.
I would attempt to do it quietly, and I think I would slip into old habits and immediately try to get into the room because I feel exposed being outside.
Okay. How do you do it?
I think I'll crouch quite low down and try to just essentially drop down and utilize the fact that I'm quite small to land as softly on my feet as possible.
Okay.
So should I do
an
an acrobatics?
Make me an acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm gonna re-roll that.
I'm going to use the inspiration on that one. Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll that. Ooh, the music.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
17, yeah. How does this look? It's quiet. You don't make a sound.
I think, first of all, I'll lose my footing ever so slightly and just sort of go, oh, no. And then I will immediately, just as silently as possible, sort of hop and then drop, but I'll drop into a crouch on the balls of my feet. So I'm ready to move if I have to.
You drop silently, and I think we see this would be a shot of like a camera on a reverse dolly as it pulls away from you, and you fall, the cloak kind of spreading out Batman style as you land.
You're like,
Pure silence. There's not a sound as you hit the ground. Ahead of you there's a door, and our camera moves back through that, and we move through the ground floor of this place, and there are people milling around. There are people even at this late hour, artificers of all shapes and sizes kind of moving around. You can imagine the place would be incredibly bustling during the day,
Yeah.
bloated with workers, but tonight there are sparse workers moving from room to room, corridor to corridor, from workshop to writing desks, some of them taking tools from cabinets, ledgers from bookshelves, shuffling around in quiet workspaces that only a sort of night shift can provide. The rooms have an even lighting to them that doesn't flicker in the gloom like the corridors that are lit by classic torches, because they have a sort of advanced lighting system that is created by the sort of anthracite sources. They have these
So cool.
glowing rocks that are behind glass that illuminate each of the corridors. Rogues such as yourselves might struggle to dart from shadow to shadow in the flickering shadow as we see Slip land, and we end our session there.
What?
Yeah.
I'm in the hole and nobody else is with me.
Holy shit, that went so fast.
It really did.
I know.
Wow.
This is going to be a 2-shot. It could be a 3-shot. We'll just have to... Elspeth's just going to have to show up as, like, I don't know, the boss battle. I was as
she can be Don Crusoe.
she can be Don. Yeah, she can be Don Magnus. You did a great job. Well done. And we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, the intention is for this to be a 2-shot. So we're going to continue with these characters and see how they deal with the second part of this heist next week. And then the week after that,
cool.
we should have all of our players back. Elspeth off doing fun things for the next 2 weeks. And then we'll return to our main storyline at Sonentor with the main group. Thanks so much for playing, players, and sort of dealing with this. I threw characters
This
at them
was
and was like,
super
deal with
fun.
it. Go. You just got to deal with it. Go.
Yeah.
And they.
I loved that,
they
by the
smashed
way.
it.
That was very exciting. Being able to pull open the character sheet and be like, okay, and see everything that
Very
you
cool.
put down. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
I liked it a
You
lot.
can see, like,
Yeah.
I tried to sort of, because originally I was going to be like, oh, make me characters, but I was like, if you make a druid and then you have to do a heist, you'd probably be pissed off. Like, maybe you can be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll turn into a fly and it'll be useful. But I was like, I think it might be easier for me to just give you 3 characters. You have your fighter that's kind of dex based, so you can do stealthy shit.
Yeah.
Fairlight said it might be cool to do someone who can kind of a little play with like future sight and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. We'll do like a portent wizard who also is kind of roguish in his own way.
Yeah.
And then we have the classic rogue thief for this, which I thought it's a good little group for, this kind of job. And essentially this is like a side story, so it would make sense that these are the characters doing this, not just like
Yeah, and
classic
also, like,
adventurers.
Do we know when this is? Because I am assuming. Can I say my theory, or should I save it for the green
go for
room?
it.
Never mind.
No.
Oh, well, just the hearts, right? We are definitely procuring.
You want to
the
do a
hearts
green room
for
right now live? We didn't do a
Sure.
green room last time, but we'll do one now so that we can show you what the green room is, so that you can become a member on our membership page and then watch next week's one.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and the funny thing is, PB, we do know when it is, because the date was on the code that I got,
yeah.
which was January.
Yes.
We're in August.
29.
So 100%, we're stealing the lesser hearts that are then used on the things that we have already fought on the main team, right?
2 of.
It's
Like, we're
actually
pretty sure.
April.
Oh.
12/29.
Right now?
Yeah. So
Really?
yes, that is
Oh.
not the current
was-
date, but it is the year.
Okay. I was actually going to bring this up earlier in the episode, but I didn't want to interrupt the narration. But I was looking to see what is today's date because I don't see it printed at the top of the screen
Yeah, me
anymore.
too.
Yeah, I don't know why they did me in with that. They patched it out, or it like bugged
Yeah.
out or something, and I haven't got it back
It's
yet.
also been having issues the last couple of days.
It was after I updated it, and then I installed another one that was like a different one that I was using temporarily, and then that just disappeared this week as well, and I'm fuming because it's so useful in this specific campaign where you're like flitting forward through time for me to have the date.
Yeah, the date. Yep.
But the date that we left you on when you guys arrived at Sonnentor was August 1/20/38. This is 1/20/29.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The Lost
So it's
Second
later.
main campaign takes place in 38.
Before this.
This This
Oh.
takes place in 29.
30. Oh, 29. I thought you
Yeah.
said 39.
No, no,
okay,
no.
okay.
So this
Nice.
is what 9 years
9
earlier.
years before.
Yeah.
This was 9 years ago.
Gotcha.
This is like when we're stealing.
Which-
We're stealing the parts for the. Yep, 100%.
Well, that also means that these, like, because you said we're all like young up and comers, like street rats, right? So I'm guessing my character's probably like somewhere between like 16 and 20. So if this is like 9 years later, assuming these characters are still alive, then they're all...
We'll see.
Man,
Yeah.
it would be so fun if at some, like, assuming we don't die doing this ridiculous mission, it'd be so fun to see, like, our characters leveled up a bit and then, encounter them with the main cast, you know?
Well, that's what I was
Like,
going to say.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be so fun.
Years later, they're probably like the same level as our main group by now, if
Yeah.
they've survived that long.
Assuming they have. Yeah, that's super fun.
I'd like you to know that Slip absolutely refers to Salt as old man, even though
Oh, I love
he's only
that.
like maybe 20 at most. She's like, oh, okay.
This is where we
Wow,
find out
that's
Slip
nice.
is like 13, you know?
Yeah,
Oh my God, Bear, stop.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
They didn't have, by the way, when I gave them their characters, I didn't give them ages or anything. I was like, if you want to give them all of that
Yeah.
information, do it. But I think it's kind of fun to have it ambiguous as well. But they are up and comers, so I think it makes sense that they're on the younger side, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been making it up as we go, and making up details in my head that haven't even been asked yet. Like I'm
Yep.
so kind of fleshing it out as we go.
Somebody in chat said we are the constructs. Like our
Ye-
souls are the ones that get yeeted into the construct.
stop.
I had already.
I guess that would make me Scarlet. Oh my God! Oh my God! I used the multi-blades. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I am convinced
Stop it right now.
I am convinced
I-
now. That's horrifying.
See, I had already thought of the same thing. What if we're stealing the Vianthrosite hearts? But then I remember Brad saying something
Yeah.
like you have to get an actual soul too. So what if
Yeah.
we steal the hearts, then they kill us, then they turn us into the things?
Wait,
That was my-
hold on. What are each of our weapons? Who's
Well,
Lancelin?
that was my thought. We don't have a Lancelin because Lancelin was
Yeah.
like a big tough tank dude, and we don't really have one of those.
Yeah.
Unless that's supposed to be you, and Slip is Scarlet.
Yeah, that's true, but I use the multi-blade, right?
So do I.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, this is crazy.
And the third
Brad's
one-
like,
Brad's
I
like,
ain't
that
saying
is
shit."
not at all what I planned.
Brad's
Please
sitting
stop
over there.
hearing.
Tune in,
he's
find
just,
out.
He's just
Yeah.
writing down the details.
That's a
He's like,
fucking
"Yeah,
great
that's
idea.
totally
Why
what it
didn't
was."
I think of that? This is great. Thanks very much for writing this story
that
for
is-
me.
No, that is a very you thing to do, dude. Like that I did not even clock that,
I
but
can
you're absolutely
neither
right.
confirm nor deny your
Okay.
theories.
Look,
Sure,
I'm
bitch.
just, look, I'm just,
You'll
I'm
know
just
by
throwing-
the end of this two-shot, though.
listen,
and
my
this is
God.
what the green rooms are like
I'm
every
gonna
week.
pee.
Yeah.
I am like almost positive that he did this to us in Mistlight. We did a one-shot like filler episode.
Ooh.
We played some like temporary characters, and then he had those characters like jump our main characters.
Yeah,
like, it was
it's
a couple
never a
seconds
filler.
later.
It's never a filler episode, dude. It's somehow always
I
Filler,
thought
bro.
we were gonna go to the
Yeah.
beach,
It's
man.
a beach
I mean-
episode.
It is a filler episode, but only in that Phil and his restaurant are featured
Yes,
in it. Yeah.
I didn't
Phil
clock that at
episode.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy making, because usually these are sprung upon me, because it will be like someone can't make it. It's cool, it's fine. You told me beforehand, and then I go, okay, well, let's do something in this thing. I don't like overtaking people's characters, and I don't really like coming up with a reason as to why they're not there. So if I, for example, if I had said, you guys teleported into Sonentor, it's very easy that I could have been like, oh, Brula went to a different place, but I feel like your characters would be like hyper focused on finding her instead of like just carrying on. So it was like, I'm not going to do that. I don't like playing the character because I hate when I play it wrong and then they come back and I've ruined their character forever. So I'd rather do something else that's like a bit of in this case, it's kind of a flashback or a flash sideways or something that is within the realm.
Flashback 9 years exactly.
That has, like some sort of link to the world, is either set in the city that we've been in, like New Runenstein, or maybe has some sort of loose plot link, or you can have these moments that are like, oh, this is what this is. And I think it's just nice to help inform the story, because I very nearly had you be higher level hunters that went out and tried to get the rock.
Oh wow.
And I was like, there's just no
like Shadow of the Colossus style.
Yeah,
like we're
just
just,
we would have died.
They finally, someone was like, we're gonna do this thing. I very nearly had you play the characters that you met on the road as well.
Ooh, that's fun
too. But I just was like, I feel like it would be easier to do something like this.
I like this.
And I also thought it might be fun to do a
heist. Is good for 2-shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I've always wanted to do a heist. I've never actually done like a D&D heist before, so this is kind of cool. Although there's a missed opportunity here. We could have been high-level fighters off to go find the giant crab from the very.
There was a giant crab.
Shit, dude. Yeah.
I mean,
it's
look,
just a one-shot of us getting mutilated by a crab.
there's plenty of room for those potential side stories later on. But yeah, I just thought it might be more fun to try and sort of like link it into the main story in a little way. So I guess we'll find out next week as you can carry on through this artificery. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.
Fun playing a stuck-up bitch. Sorry, I was just excited. Like very different from Tooth character.
Yeah, it was when I was like thinking about like I very nearly was like maybe they should just all be rogues. But then I was like, it's kind of annoying when you're playing a rogue in the main campaign. You have to play a rogue again. You want to do something else,
I think.
And then you were like, I want to play a human fighter, and I was like, okay, great, you can do that.
Perfect.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Look, I think you take any character, give them the criminal background, and you've already got half of a rogue.
That's true.
It's just like
it's like what I was
stealth and your thieves tools and go do rogue things now.
Yeah.
Go do rogue things.
I was saying to you three before we joined before we were on the actual screen, that you three are rogues with the subclass of rogue, fighter, and wizard. Like that's kind of how I see these characters. They're all kind of roguish. I think the only one, like I was tempted to give Salt a dex score, but I don't think it's too bad, right? Oh yeah, I did.
I think you sacrificed my constitution to give me dexterity,
but then gave you tough.
Yes.
That's what I did, because I just wanted you all to be rogues, basically. But like,
when I pulled this up and looked at the stats, I was like, this is pretty standard wizard, except like higher dex and no constitution. Yeah, which makes sense if he's supposed to be a sneaky boy.
I feel like whatever his story is that led him to this point led him into that place. Then I just made a super thief for Slip, and then weirdly enough, one of you's a healer, and it's the fighter. I was like, I looked at it and went, oh fuck, they're gonna die. And I was like, there's no fucking heal bot in here. I need a cleric.
And I was like, oh,
so I gave you all have a potion, and I was like, I don't know if that's
Mm-hmm.
enough. And I was like, well, the fighter gets second wind, so it's D&D with the fucking weird backgrounds. So one of you is a healer, and I don't know why, but I like the question of like, why is Luella like this? Like, it's obviously part of her background, whatever she was doing before she ran away and did this thing. Maybe we'll never know. It's not a question I necessarily need answered, but it's quite fun to be like, here's 2 lines of a character play, and then you just have to
Yeah.
You look at stuff on
I
a
love
character sheet
this.
like, I don't know
Yeah.
why this is, but it is. So why?
Yeah.
You know? You have to figure it out.
I very much enjoyed the idea of like looking at a character sheet and getting to do that part of the discovery. That was very fun.
It's fun.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
let's
being
get.
do I have a red wig? Do I have like a great
I wasn't
cloak?
expecting you
like-
guys to
Yeah.
dress up. To be honest, I gave all three of
Oh,
you cloaks,
of
and I was
course.
like, if nothing else, they could put on a hoodie.
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah,
didn't
my
really
cloak.
think
Super fun.
about it at all. I was like, there's no way they have time to prepare anything.
I thought about it. I thought about getting like a more advanced costume, and I kind of ran out of time. But I had the
Yeah.
cloak, so I was like, it's okay. I got that.
You
Yeah,
got these,
yeah.
You got these
I,
characters today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have swapped out like my usual chainmail for maybe like a cloak or something, except I didn't see what my character looked like until 10 minutes before
Yeah.
we started.
This is the thing. I was like, I'm not. Obviously, it's insane. I really tried to get the characters done for Saturday, but I wanted to try and get some of the other bits
that's
down. And then
I'm
I had
excited.
Saturday morning to work on this, and I had this morning to work on this. So I just threw as many hours into it Saturday morning as I could, and then I just like dove into it this morning. Was like, oh, there's the characters. Oh, there's two of you were like streaming, and one was asleep, and I was like, well,
I saw
luck.
it while I was streaming actually, because I saw the message and I checked it, and I was like, cool, that's
Yeah.
good. I can work with that.
yeah. Still, yeah, looked cool.
It was good. I had fun.
Yep, let's get out of
Being
here.
chased by
This is dope as
Fairlight
shit.
down the alleyway. It was
That was so cool. That was very, very cool the way that you guys
It did work
that.
out,
Yeah.
didn't it? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very
it
fun.
did.
I thought that
with
was
him, yeah, as
chasing
well.
You
And
as
I was,
if you, it was really
it
good.
was annoying because you guys came up with a really good plan, and like you were like, "Oh, we're gonna scout the place out, and like we'll go to the most obvious route that he would go
Yeah.
down this way." But he takes like the well-lit way to work, you know,
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
and
Smart.
You can see why once you catch him. He's like just a guy that was
Useless
Yep.
guy.
placed into the position. He's like not the guy.
The bit of just of your notes where it was like any attempt to
And-
subdue
yep.
him works, and
Yeah.
also that whole bit back and forth where Jesse was using his mind to be like,
was
I'm
good.
gonna do this, and then that whole sequence was amazing. I loved it.
That's not the
Dude,
key.
you-
That's not the key. Yeah, it was
I
great.
honestly, I was expecting the guy to actually just be a freaking Giga Chad. I was
Absolute
worried.
bitch.
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
really worried
Earlier-
about that. I was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
die.
because when
And then we
because
took
when,
too long.
Well,
we
because-
took so long in the beginning.
Because when PB did the whole "can I take him" thing, and you had her roll inside, and she rolled horribly low,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Yeah, you can take him." I'm like, "But it's
Oh,
a low
no.
roll, so
Yeah.
that means she's wrong.
Yeah.
So that means you in
The
fact
DC
cannot
was
take
1.
him."
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
just-
based on that roll alone, I was like, he might actually be really tough then. So I don't
Yeah.
know how much
No,
resource
I was
we're
just
gonna have
like, I
to burn
feel
to take
like,
him down.
and like, it's the thing of being like an experienced fighter. You look at someone, and you're like, oh, he's using his left foot, and he's using a bastard sword, which means he probably uses it for defense and attack, and he's probably skilled in this way. This is what I would do, and you sort of project it onto him, like his capability to a degree, and he just has like a bad leg, and he's old.
Yeah.
Generally all I had was
Well,
one
his
line
blade
down
looked
for it.
nice as well, so there was some deduction there.
And it
of
is
like,
nice,
oh,
and it will be worth a pretty penny when Slips
when you
sells
go
it
back
to a
for it.
random fence.
Doesn't I can't remember if this is like specific to a certain subclass or if it's all fighters, but isn't there a new feature for them literally called Know Your Enemy, where you just look at someone and you can tell how good they are?
I have no idea.
'Cause I know that's a fighter ability called Know Your Enemy, but I can't
Oh, is
remember.
it really? Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it literally is, but I don't know if that's all fighters or if it's like specific to a subclass. I'd have to go look it up.
I don't see it on this character
But
sheet.
it
but
basically
Maybe I'll take a few levels of fighter on two.
Yeah,
No,
it basically lets you do what you tried to do this episode, but like
Yeah.
as a guaranteed thing,
Oh, that's
as a
fun.
feature.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
super fun.
yeah, that's good. All right. Well, you don't have it, but
No, of
you
course
don't need
not.
it. So
No.
We'll see you all next week. That was the green room, by the way. If you enjoyed that, we do one of those at the end of pretty much every session of our shows, our main shows. Legends of Oscara, which is a show that is on Mondays here and is set in the same world as this, Solmira. It's on the big Empire continent. This is the scruffy like Australia continent where everyone's like, I'm an adventurer and there's a big scary desert and we hunt scorpions. Then there's the big like advanced Empire continent, which is Oscar, and that we have a show on Mondays that's set there, and we have another show that's just so you can watch that on Wednesdays as well.
That was perfect.
At the end of those, we do green room sessions, short just like breakdowns of the episode. And that's available on our merch page, merch.tablestory.tv. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a member. If you're a member, it all goes towards providing nice things like this cool music, which I'm glad I've been watching Spider Noir to help me set this episode up. I'm going to go and watch one now. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.